good with it? What's good with it? What's good with it? If you can hear me, please, 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 please give me a thumbs up in the chat. Give me a thumbs up in the chat. That's what I do. That's how we do it. So I can get this chat call out the way. Gotta get this chat call out the way. That got recognized the motherfuckers that's in here to recognize me. Yes. If you can hear me, if you can hear me. I need that thumbs up. Queen Christy, Lady G, you been here long enough to know that thumbs up needs to be in the chat if you can hear me, girl. I can't do nothing unless I can see, unless somebody want to call me and tell me, yeah, I can hear you. Thank you. All right, let's see. Okay, what's good with it, Red? Oh, Queen Christy, she was in the house first. Hey, Red Bunny, Love's Fair. Hey, Felicia. Hey, Lady G. All right. Hey, Shout Tay, Shout Tay, Shout Tay. And all the rest of y'all that's watching, 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 watching. Listen, y'all. I got to, honey, I got to provide the little wolf over there some commentary, something to talk about, honey, because she about to lose her mind. No, she ain't about to. She done lost the motherfucker. So I'm going to talk about that little wolf. I just got to give her something to do. Child, that, but when I tell you that's a childish ass mind, oh, Lord. But listen, later on, honey, Judge Ann speaks, honey. Now, let me tell you something. I got to sit up. Any other time, when it's that lawyer shit, I don't have to do no little, work or whatever, little prep. I just hit the live and hit on the documents and see what we got, right? Mm-mm-mm-mm. Judge Ann has spoken. That means my bitch ass had to do a little prep work. So I'm gonna tell you right now, I had to find some shit out. I had to go looking at the little documents. But please believe I'm the first one to hit that motherfucker. See, nobody else hit that shit because they didn't think it was significant. Maybe it's significant enough that it was just a little entry from Judge Ann and it wasn't no documents or whatever. So nobody's hitting the link to explain what the fuck just happened. Well, I'm finna explain what the fuck just happened. Because I know when I recognize some bullshit that should be spoke upon. And let me tell you something for the record. I will never, ever, 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 never, ever, ever come out here and present this shit as if I'm anywhere else other than on YouTube with you motherfuckers. Because I find that to be boring. And it will put me to sleep. It will decrease my excitement to find shit, to see if I can decode what someone else's work. That's what it's about with me. That's where the excitement comes on both sides. And now on from the fucking judge. So I'm gonna tell you that right now. I would never ever. That's why I like the lead attorney. He funny as hell. A lot of people ain't funny. I like everybody's styles. Don't get me wrong, because it's at the end. In the end, it's all about information, right? Whether it's correct or what have you, and also you get to hear someone's legal perspective, right? And sometimes few, very few, may interject their personal perspective. I'm talking about people in the legal field. I'm not, so that's what I'm talking about. And apparently, it's been correct, so fuck it. Yes, I'm gonna crack myself up, honey. And listen, I the few times I was in the goddamn courtroom, honey, I have them cracking up in there. Shit, a good laugh and a tight black fucking skirt set always wins the case. So hey, but anyway, yeah, Judge Ann has spoken, and guess what she done referenced? Them motherfucking text messages. Ain't that a bitch? But not in the way y'all might think. But I'll decode it. Yeah, she got down. Um, so let me address this motherfucking wolf of motherfucking YouTube. Listen, crazy bitch. I don't know if you dealing with you dealing with a whole motherfucking bevy of fucking mental health issues. It's a whole lot of motherfuckers. You crazy than a motherfucker, bitch. Then you got the nerve to say, I'm gonna talk about your motherfucking daughter. Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a low motherfucking life asshole? I didn't say all your grandkids was older than your child, stupid motherfucker. I can clearly see there's a young baby running around on the floor somewhere. And you got a up age daughter, and you talking about she about to turn 16. Then you say she a freshman in ninth grade or something? Huh? So please, before you start talking about anything about my child, do that motherfucking ghetto math. When I was in ninth grade, I was 14. Don't go there, bitch. Ever. Now, if she ain't a freshman, then there's a slip out your goddamn mouth. 16, girl, I'm not even finna get no motherfucking kid shit. That's stupid. I don't do that. You're not finna drag me in the motherfucking uh goddamn wolf hole with your motherfucking ass. Now let me tell you something, Scarface ass wolf. Leave me the fuck alone. I didn't make up your mind when you say I come fucking with you. First it was something about Dr. Rice. Now you talking about I come out there to save Dana, which is a goddamn lie. None of that is true. You just making up shit as you go. You are spinning out of control. You running around frantic. You sound like a goddamn, you all over the motherfucking place. Then early in the morning, you act like you at some motherfucking spa and shit that made your own spa with the motherfucking bird wind chiming ass motherfucking bell music and shit. Look like a fucking fool. Over there once again, regurgitating something somebody else says. Then Queen Diva comes in that motherfucker to correct your motherfucking ass or to help your ass out. Here you go. Because you don't ran and got somebody else's motherfucking commentary. Now you don't know what the fuck what to do. Bitch, you ain't never came on there breaking it down, talking about it with the paper in hand, bitch. Where's your notes and shit? On the paper. Where's that? You should have it sectioned off, motherfucker. I know how motherfucking little people that don't know what they doing, how they do it. They get the little paper and shit, and you see all kind of little what you know sections off and shit. Do that. You ain't got to come on like when since you in a competition with me, like when the shit hit, I'm in it. You ain't gotta do that. Wait about 4 or 5 days or however long you need a month, however long it's gonna be, and come on with your little paper, have it highlighted and want to go section by section and break it down. Tell us exactly what Pap thinks about the paperwork and the case. Now, don't come back and say, I ain't come out here to do that. Yeah, bitch, that's the easy way out, bitch. No, you a bad bitch. You in a competition, a fake competition with a motherfucker. I told y'all this motherfucking insane motherfucker thought she was in a competition with me. She crazy. She's in a competition with a ghost or an avatar. Well, not even an avatar, a ghost. Because I'm the avatar. You are crazy, bitch. You listen to that motherfucking 50-minute rant she gave on me after she done been laying in her pretend motherfucking spa and shit. That bitch is in a fantasy land. And the thickest, biggest ass robe I've ever seen. Up there and took off her glasses for relaxation. Honey, she set the motherfucking ambiance, honey. I was over there like, what the fuck? What is we getting now? Oh, shit. Honey, I almost died, baby. I almost died. Honey, I have to go. Baby, she done set the ambiance for them motherfuckers over there. I don't the fucking I can't get it out. She was like, and Queen Diva went over there to correct her, whatever, to help out. Call Queen Diva, huh? Okay, well, you got to call me. against this bitch. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just heard some shit. I'm trying to break down what she say. I'm trying to regurgitate it back to y'all. I done went over there. I'm trying to make sense of what Texas Black Diamond saying. I don't know what she talking about. I'm just trying. I gotta go. I got to go listen to the bitch. That's the only way I'm gonna be able to say the shit correctly and shit. What I'm gonna do one day, I'm gonna come out here and purposely give y'all some wrong shit. I'm gonna see who all regurgitate that motherfucker. And then I'm gonna come out here and correct it. Cause I'm being petty. Yeah. That's when you fuck with me, yes, baby. You don't fuck with the goddamn shit. Uh what? Okay. Honey, let me tell you something. I'm trying to tell you. I inhibit the heart of a small all girls basketball team who was small in size and stature and all that shit, height and all that. And all they had was motherfucking heart to come out and to compete with these big ass corn fed ass kids, these goddamn fucking boy teams, mixed teams, and goddamn men when they doing some kind of a celebrity fucking basketball games. Yeah. So yeah, the fucking heart. We know we have heart, goddamn it. You may be one, but hey, you come out here and motherfucking take them all on. Cause these some motherfucking straight ass bitches. And I'm gonna tell you, I tell a bitch directly, right? Off this motherfucker. They know it. If they post up the screenshots, they'll show it. Okay? These motherfuckers know how to contact me. We just get it off their chest. They won't do that shit. They'll hit the motherfucking link first. Yeah, where they motherfucking have shit. Yeah. They know. You call this motherfucker. I'm probably gonna trace your motherfucking location and threaten your goddamn life. All of which you can't do on YouTube. But anyway. And also, yeah, I heard Dana's request. So Dana's request is for y'all not to use his government name. I think that might be in line with YouTube terms and policies. So if you're referring to him, you got to refer to him as one of them nicknames and shit. And yeah, and I appreciate good that we don't start no back and forth and shit. Cause I got time for that shit. This shit is getting deep. Judge Ann got issues now. But anyway, but this bitch up here talking about I come out here and tell people how to run their motherfucking platform. How the fuck I'm gonna come out here in 2021 to tell people that come out here in 2019, 2020, tell them how to run their platform? I would never do that. I would never do that. I'm the only one that takes suggestions, depending on what it is and who it's from, on what to do over here. And you definitely got to be Club Blue to do that. What the fuck you talking about? I don't tell people what to do. When you could damn near do everything over here other than kill a bitch. That's crazy. Come on, I got rules and what? How the fuck I'm gonna? It's rules and shit over here, and it really ain't that many. The fuck is you talking about? You're crazy. That's in your head. It's in your head. It's in your motherfucking head. Another thing. Listen, I'm so tired of you talking about I underestimated you. Bitch, I never underestimated you because I never counted you in the first place. You're a fucking crazy bitch. This is not a competition about nothing. Nothing. You crazy. You crazy than a motherfucker. God damn. You come out here, you fuck with people, you talk about people and shit, and act like you ain't never said none of that shit in all them videos. Fucking with people first. You fuck with Levi. Levi ain't even know you. Sharon, she don't even respond to your motherfucking ass. She probably don't know you. Sharon probably do, but you probably too smart for her even to identify. You know how Miss Sharon do. You probably ain't even, on her time. So yeah. Fuck with a lot of people, bitch. That's all you got them do because you have nothing else to contribute but fucking with people and talking about people. But try to be slick to them. I'm just telling their story. You a goddamn lie. You tell a motherfucking story, you tell it how they tell it. You tell exactly what motherfucking happened. You don't interject your motherfucking bullshit in it, call people names, degrade people, talk about some bullshit and whatever. And let me tell you something. I'm all for motherfucking making it happen, however they make it happen. Because you best believe I don't try to make it happen by anything other than the motherfucking system. Because I never would have qualified to be on the system in the first place. So I never, ever, ever, ever. And matter of fact, baby, we goddamn encourage, help, support them people. See, in my charity, we have a mentor program, which I'm going to expand, where we pair a person up with somebody for the goddamn purpose of helping a motherfucker alone. Because when you think about it, to get ahead, it has always taken somebody to help you. I don't give a fuck what it is you do. If it's to open a business, you got to get somebody. You got to go, maybe see a landlord to see if they can rent the place to you. If you got a storefront, or go to the bank to get some money. If you need a loan to open a larger business. If you need to go to school and you need somebody to keep your kids, guess what? You got to find somebody to do that. If you need some help paying for the goddamn tuition, you got to run your ass over there to financial aid. The fuck is you talking about? Crazy. Your ass the one came out here talking about that boy's jobs and shit like that. Trying to fucking belittle somebody and talk about their motherfucking shit and whatever while you doing okay. But when I come out and do that shit to you, because I can, it's a problem. It's called karma, bitch. It's called beef, not peace, bitch. What is your problem? Get your ass on with that bullshit. Then you hit on, and once again, the operative. Motherfucking JoJo. Girl, I never said for a long period of motherfucking time, especially on this motherfucker, that you and JoJo was in a relationship. I know that to be untrue. And I'm going to repeat it again, how I know. And I'm going to fast forward a whole bunch of parts. Because you don't need to know what the fuck the whole conversation, how it went. I said to him, because you was acting as if y'all was in a relationship. How you was acting. Because this is what fucking happened. You came over here. And let me put a pin in that real quick. You said that I fucked up. I come along and fucked up your motherfucking latest night shit. You're showing shit. That's what you said. You just said it. That's a motherfucking lie. He hadn't been over there for the motherfucking I don't know how long. And guess what, bitch? Had you not come out here and said that he wasn't going to be on the show no more because he's the author of confusion because he came over here, he could have still been over here, over there, and we would have still been fucking around. So what's your fucking problem? I don't give a damn about that shit. Stupid. And I'm with the motherfucker. 100%. So what the fuck is you talking about? God damn it. I'm a fucking rider. Believe that. God damn it. And a nigga I ever been with would say I'm nothing but a motherfucking rider. Rider motherfucking die. Shit. Crazy bitch. But And he was over there that whole motherfucking time. So I ain't come along and fuck up nothing. You fucked it up. Shit. You with your crazy ass jealousy. With your crazy ass thoughts. You. Not me. But anyway, back to this relationship shit. I asked him because she was acting like, because she flipped out when he came over here, right? Remember, okay, let me tell you something. Remember, he came over here, then he went back over there. Then she made that creepy ass live with him where he's sitting back like the motherfucking Taliban and clapped to his ass. Because I don't know, for some reason on that video, because I'm a visual person a little bit. For some reason on that video, it looked like he was way back, damn near inside the wall. She's sitting up there with her creepy ass. Yeah, you ever gonna leave home again? Then she played that scorned woman video of a woman hitting a man with a car and killing him. See, Joe, you gonna ever leave home again? That shit. So I'm sitting up here, okay, like, okay. And that's all she kept talking about. Then when he came over again, just, like people do go to lives and shit, ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't no mean nobody's trying to take over nobody's channel or infiltrate none of that bullshit. Just that's what you do. You go visit other people's shit and pitch it on the conversation, right? Your motherfucking ass went live and say you got to remove the author of confusion. That's what you said. And bitch, you a damn lie if you ain't never said nothing bad about no motherfucking JoJo. Bitch, please. You a goddamn lie. And so is your fucking chat, because they was chiming in on the shit. I'm gonna try that. You a goddamn girl, you lie so motherfucking much. I don't know. Y'all call Dana the biggest lie out this motherfucker, but I don't know. God damn. Your motherfucking ass, shit, you lie on Dana. Oh, shit. God damn. That's 100% the truth. You lie on his ass. Shit. Girl. Never in a million motherfucking years that I thought that I would come out here and be into it with motherfucking Stevie Wonder. There is no way. I don't know. One of them calls I played the other day where I was talking to somebody, and I said, "Child, you know how I can walk into something and just be right in it." And my friend said, "You sure can, girl. You can get into some shit just by simply showing up." And be like, "Huh?" We be like, "What?" They be look like that. Everybody sometimes like you walk in the door and everybody be pointing. Miss Angie, like what? I just came in the door. Damn, what happened? Oh shit! I don't give a damn what it is. It could be the potluck at work. I, like what? Miss Angie, damn. uh-uh. But anyway, so back to this shit here. I asked him. I said, "Did y'all ever have something going on?" Because that's how she's acting. She's acting as if I stole her man. He was like, "No." Fast forward through the conversation. He sent me pictures of the people he has been with. So I was okay. I said, "Okay, well, no, you ain't never fucked with nothing like that." Meaning the wolf, one pack. Meaning her. No, okay. So so we showed our people we done been with that type of shit, Cause I told you, maybe it don't matter to y'all or whatever, but a person's dating history, not only for STDs and shit like that and whatever, but who they got had in their motherfucking background is kind of important. You don't want nobody that Now fuck with a whole bunch of motherfucking bust downs and shit and motherfucking ragged ass motherfuckers and ragged Ann and Andy. Them motherfuckers are for somebody. When you get, when you have a different kind of preference and shit like that, your reference are going to be different from other people. It's not going to include a whole bunch of bust downs and crackheads and all that kind of bullshit, because that's not the circles that you motherfucking running. Okay? So, yeah, that type of shit is important. It may sound fucking superficial and shit like that, but it is what it is. And it happens in every time. So don't come fucking with me about what I'm saying. I'm going to give you the truth. I'm going to tell you how it happened, how it goes. So that settled that. So, girl, I'm not going on and on by thinking y'all was in a relationship. Even if y'all was. The important part is you ain't in one now with. That would be an issue. You're acting as if there is an issue. You're the one that said, JoJo and Jackie, oh, that sound, you was jealous because that sound got a ring to that sound good. No. You're the one said, like the history you motherfuckers had was, I had history with your nigga, bitch. I had it. Remember that, bitch, in that video? So I simply told you, well, that's fine. If you're doing all that talking like y'all said, then y'all was getting all this in development, then you should be able to give me 5 motherfucking facts about the motherfucker that nobody knows. 5 of them. So don't run and say, oh, I ain't gonna come out. That's the shit you like to do. You like to play all them little motherfucking games, bitch. A bitch like me is on to every last one of them because they're ghetto games. They're games that are ignorant motherfucker like you who have no exit door to go out of when your ass get boxed in by a bitch like me. That's what happens. That's what you do. Oh, I ain't gonna come out here and say because you don't have them. You don't know them. If you did, you'll have been a rather motherfuckers off. And yes, and I'm asking you to post a video of me on a motherfucking boat, bitch. Post it. Because the only motherfucker boats that I've been on are named carriers, fast frigates, and destroyers. And when I was on them motherfuckers, they didn't have no motherfucking, what you gonna post, a Polaroid? Huh? Dumbass. Your ass up. Hold on. This is Walker. I'm not interested. Thank you. All right. So, listen. Ain't nobody finna go back and forth with you. I have already proved that you was a fucking low grade lying ass, whooping ass bitch that's around here looking like motherfucking Stevie Wonder. And never in a million years I thought that I'd be out here going back and forth with motherfucking Stevie Wonder. I mean, just fashion faux pas after fashion faux. I just don't know what to do or what to say. Damn. Girl, you just. I don't know. Yeah, I can't stop laughing. But you crazy. Anybody talk about somebody's child and shit, all that bullshit you be talking about. I know, but I ain't gonna come out and say nothing. I got lawyers. I ain't gonna say nothing. This because you don't know shit. Because you can't do it. That's why. That's why you never can. I ain't gonna come out. That's why I ain't come out and do this. Because you can't. Not because you won't. Because you can't. You a limited bitch. So get used to it. And listen with your motherfucking ass. I'm not finna come out here and do no health motherfucking class, bitch. People our age who is still ovulating and having a fucking whatever may have a motherfucking baby, but you know that the chances decrease every motherfucking year. But it increase if you do get pregnant with having a baby with something that's wrong with it. Anybody knows that. And with your dumb ass, I never said that all your kids. See, you like to play little motherfucking games to fit a narrative to make somebody seem like I'm lying or saying something wrong or whatever. That's a motherfucking like a people can simply hit the motherfucking goddamn video because I leave them up. Not like your bitch ass when your ass get caught. I ain't say all your grandkids are older than your kid. I didn't say that. I said you got a grandkid that's older than your child. That is some ghetto mathematics, ghetto numerology. That's what I said. So stop lying. It's all the fuck you do. Lie, motherfucking lie. And then admit it to being a liar on YouTube. Once again, I rest my motherfucking case and you won't want nobody to come up in and listen to what I got to say. You have and you try to be slick and try to fucking persuade people not to come over here and listen and shit. Girl, fuck you. I would never do that. Only thing I did one time, say that, was when JoJo's channel got dirty snatched. And I'll just advise people that came over here that signed up over there to unsubscribe. That's it. Other than that, I ain't said don't go over there. You ain't go over there and listen. I ain't said don't go over there and listen. And I definitely don't be behind the scene forming no motherfucking cult, no boot camp. Oh, we're going to boycott and all this bullshit. Have putting in more motherfucking energy in that than motherfucking supporting the motherfucking cause you out here fake acting like you fucking support. No. A lot of you, not a lot, some of you motherfuckers are a bunch of bitches and a bunch of weak ass bitches. And I never respect it. So I don't even know why you can get this much energy to it. I do it because I know it irritates your motherfucking ass because there ain't shit you can do about it. You know, and I know that you're a bitch, a weak ass, crying ass bitch behind the scenes. We'll be surprised at all these motherfuckers come out, all this whoop whoop, and I'm a this and I'm a run, I run the game, and they cry like a motherfucker. Bitch. Yeah, ooh, child, y'all better be glad, baby. I ain't like I used to be, because some of you motherfuckers would be swiping the motherfucking EBT cards, and that motherfucker say, uh, uh, called what is it? Called the issuer of this card. Oh shit! Call the issuer of this card. Oh damn! So let me get into some shit. Yeah, what's good with it, y'all? What's good with it? So, you come back for the I'm just gonna get into it. See, I told you, bitch. Nobody likes to want to hear anything about your motherfucking irrelevant ass. I told you, but I just want to, because you know what? You like a child. You're a child like me. I always playing my shit, mimicking, and then it's saying what I say. Who does that? Do you have one of the personalities that acts like a 10-year-old? Do you have my name? I'm gonna tell you. I got all that footage about you talking about the government and the laws and this, that, and the third, whatever. I'm gonna send that motherfucker over to Vicky on that motherfucking job, who's scared of your motherfucking ass, and she gonna see if they can call Kamala Harris in Joe Biden's office to see if they can get your ass up out of there on some kind of motherfucking waiver for being crazy and shit and scared as hell that you're gonna lay them all down. I'm gonna see. All right, let's get into this motherfucking shit about Judge Ann. Like I told you, y'all, this is the judge. So I had to do a little prep work. I had to go find out what the judge was talking about, so then I can come on here and do a good breakdown and analysis for you, right? So, So I'm gonna read to you what the judge asking was today, right? And I posted this on our case updates. So this is what the judge says. Says the government and the defendant are directed to submit. So, let me pull my glasses. I can't see. I'm reading this off my phone. Yes, baby. I'm stepping up like the rest of you little motherfuckers. They be reading shit off the phone and all that shit how y'all be doing and shit. Yeah, I'm on fuck y'all. I'm on catching up. That's what fuck I'm doing. Oh man. Oh man. Put my glasses on. Ooh, let me see. All right. It says the government and the defendant are directed to submit supplemental letters on the following questions in connection with the 233 Defendants Rule 29 motion. And as y'all know, J-Bo done got Ashley in the office to motherfucking what? Put her notice of appearance in on New York, right? Because I guess Ashley's going to come out here and help. Because I don't know if Darren McDavid's attorney wore her ass out yesterday or whatever. And she said, oh, this too much. Hey, J-Bo thought she was going to come out here and play them games and shit like that. She getting motherfucking hit from her side. Hey, J-Bo's like, bitch, you got to put on this motherfucking shit because I need help. Okay, hold on. It says, this is the questions that Ann Donnelly is asking about. So this is what this tells me. This tells me maybe that Ann Donnelly has already decided on all the other acquittal requests that J-Bo has put in with regards to the other, issues, right? So she seems like she's already made a decision on that. And most likely, I'm just saying based on me, most likely she's going to deny. But looks like she has a couple issues that she's still deciding upon. And we love Judge Ann because this is how she do her shit. I thank you, girl. I'm going to have to call you. I'm going to say, Judge Ann, this Ann. Girl, what's good with it? I appreciate you for putting your shit on out there in an expanded form where we can get it and we can try to talk about it. So thank you, girl. And thank you for running your courtroom where you sit up there and let the documents come on out and we could read. All right. She asked you the questions Judge Ann wants to know. Number one, are the defendant's claim about section 120290 of the California Health and Safety Code and about section 2307 of the New York Public Health Law the proper subjects of a motion for a judgment of acquittal under FRCP 29. And then she gave a case law. And the case law apparently only authorizes motions challenging the sufficiency of the evidence presented at trial. Number two, she wants to know, are any of the defendant's arguments about section 120290 of the California Health and Safety Code untimely because he did not assert them before trial? And if so, did the defendant waive these claims because he did not raise them at the appropriate time? And then it's case law she's cited. So Judge Ann does, her own homework. And then by May the 24th, the parties are directed to submit letters not exceeding 3 pages that address the above questions, ordered by Judge Ann. So let me tell you this. Now, we see that Judge Ann is one of those helpmate ass judges, which is nothing's wrong with that, because she did so with the defense. But in my opinion, right now, she is being a helpmate to the prosecutor. Yeah. Because in her asking, she is not just asking for an expanded argument because, okay, I ain't gonna say that. I take that back. in her askings, she is asking for an expanded argument, and she's also providing the answer. I'll put it like that. So, yeah, she's providing the answer. Yeah, because she could have asked the question and then let the argument flow. Just she could have asked the question, right, but not supply the answer to it in here. So she supplied the answers. And what that would kind of do is, if just say if J-Bo, when J-Bo responds to this, J-Bo is kind of boxed in because the answer is already here. She provides the answer. So she's probably covering herself if it goes up the goes up the chain. She's probably covering herself because she's going to say, I gave them another shot at expounding on the arguments and the rebuttal. So, but the answer is already there. Damn, I just noticed that when I just read it. So, yeah. All right. So, let me tell you what she's talking about. So, I had to go look this up. I had to look it up in the what? Paperwork. That's what we do. That's how we roll. All right. Let's see. This is J-Bo's acquittal. I'm gonna put this up first. Now, I'm gonna tell you how she references a motherfucking. So guess what area she's talking about? And the first question, number one. You ain't gonna believe this shit. She talking about the motherfucking text messages. Yeah, that's how I had to go. That's how I know what it was. Because I went and looked it up in the paperwork. I looked up what Judge Ann was referring to. She's talking about the text messages. All right. Let me see where she directed me to go. Okay. Let's see how many people go live and talk about this and break this down. Let's see. So right here, I almost flipped out, honey, when I saw this. What she say? 38. All right. She directed us to 38 to 41. This is what she's talking about. These are the text messages. As you see, you see the mom, you see Jane, all of that. You see government exhibit 233. You see all of that. You see Jane testified that she had oral sex. Um, you see on May 2015, Jane's mother urged Jane to take advantage of defendant texting her. It won't be star lifestyle if you don't get serious about your music and show this man that you want to be famous like him. Once he's tired of you, you'll be like everybody else. So you see how J-Bo worded this. Jane's mother urged Jane to take advantage of the defendant texting her. Now, if you accept her wording as J-Bo put it, then it seems like that's what she's instructing her to do. Or you could look at it, you have your own perspective about it and look at it and say, well, hey, this is nothing mere about other than a mother's instruction to tell her daughter to stop fucking around and get serious about your music. But if you don't like the parents, you're gonna think, you know, the worst. Which I tell you, this is nothing I would do as a parent. Hell fucking no. But I'm just saying. Because I wouldn't have to be texting my child. Because I would be there. Or somebody would be there with a gun. in my place. I don't give a fuck. Look, Chris Brown, R. Kelly, Keith Sweat, they can get it too. Get the motherfucking boom, boom, boom side the head, baby, because I don't mind putting my hands on you, on a nigga. So if you look at it, you should text him and be like, you're gonna be my boo and see what he say. To which Jane responded, laughing my ass off, all of this. So these are the freaking text messages. But let me tell you, he's gonna seduce you tonight. LOL. Yeah, ain't no way in the hell I'll be texting to my child. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 22. No. Uh-uh. I wouldn't be doing that to my child now. And this is a bit, yeah, I mean, child. Did she say massage him? Child, I hope she meant to say message him before he go to bed, but it said massage. Oh Lord. Court Jane independent had sexual intercourse. Okay, so and I'm just going through this here because Judge Ann directed us to. I directed the prosecutor and the defense team to go through. So that's what she's talking about. Now, here's the thing, right? So I'm gonna come back around there and so I can explain this. Here's the argument. Here's the question that Judge Ann pretty much questioned and gave the answer to. But everybody slick on this case. Slick as hell. But let's see. I'm going to read it again so you can understand. It says, are the defendant's claims about Section 120290 of the California Health and Safety Code and about Section 23007 of the New York Public Health Law the proper subject of a motion of judgment of acquittal under FRCP 29 case law? Rule 29 only authorized motions challenging the sufficiency of evidence presented at trial, which is the answer. Okay, now, so let me refresh and tie it in. So when it came to the California law about the health and all of that, and New York law what about the health and all of that, that was in regards to the Mann Act part of, I believe. Let me see. Let me make sure. Okay, coercion and enticement of a manner of coercion and enticement, Racketeering Act 8AB. So it's not the actual Mann Act; it's just coercion and enticement of them, right? So she is saying. So let's get refresher up. It says the government alternatively argues that the defendant is guilty of the Mann Act. I'm sorry, it is the Mann Act. I was right. Of the Mann Act stemming from his April trip to California. All right. So I don't really have to go through, or maybe I should. California because defendant knowingly persuaded, induced, enticed, or coerced Jane to travel to California. Insufficient evidence exists to prove that defendant took any action to induce, persuade, entice, or coerce Jane into traveling to California in April to May 2015. Quite the opposite. The record shows that Jane Mothers purposefully and strategically enticed defendant with her 17-year-old daughter, comparing her to Lear at various points. Government Exhibit 233. The government takes great umbrage to this characterization, but the record speaks for itself. Let me read this a little bit here. Although defense counsel did not make much use of it, Government Exhibit 233 offers powerful evidence showing that defendant had no reason to induce, persuade, entice, or coerce Jane into going to California with him. Text messages introduced by the government show that Jane, with the guidance of her mother, enticed defendant, who reasonably believed Jane was 18 years old, to bring her to California. In short, when Jane traveled to meet defendant in California in April to May, she required no enticement, persuasion, or encouragement of any kind. So, sorry, I got my mouth dry. So, this is because it was the act of exposing Jane Doe number 5 to the herpes, which he was convicted and proven to be guilty on. And the Mann Act, the crime of the Mann Act, was the law that was applied. This is what she's talking about, right? And we know from reading what we read that J-Bo introduced and as a part of the Mann Act, one of the elements is that he induced, enticed, persuaded, and coerced her to go to California. J-Bo's evidence she's saying that he did no such thing, and in fact, it was the opposite. It was Jane Doe, with the help of her mother, that did all the enticing, coercion, and whatever. That is a briefing, right? That's the briefing. What Judge Ann is saying is that the text messages that J-Bo is using, I mean, she gave him the answer, can't be brought up now because this wasn't brought up in the courtroom. So this evidence, it's not even relevant. So it's not going to be insufficient. It's not even there, really. So insufficiency is not even a question. So what she's saying is J-Bo is using evidence that wasn't presented at court to call it insufficient, which is incorrect. Or a better way to say it is a judgment of acquittal in the post-conviction motion phase of it is not the correct forum or format to do so, because this evidence wasn't presented at trial. So how can it be insufficient to prove someone was guilty of enticement, coercion, whatever? It was never used to prove it, which is probably what the prosecutor may say. It was never used to prove it. So yeah, how can it be used to say that the evidence was insufficient or whatever? What J-Bo can come back and say is that J-Bo actually probably made a misstep here, because that wasn't probably the correct form. She's probably can come back and say that she's using the evidence to show that he shouldn't be guilty of enticing, whatever, enticing, coercion, persuading, whatever. He couldn't be guilty just based on the evidence that wasn't used, because it shows the contrast, that it was the other way around. So she probably could have used this as example of them being ineffective, rather than an argument about the Mann Act. She probably could have used this to say that, hey, as an example, just say that the defense team didn't use this evidence to show that the defendant was, that the defendant could be innocent of at least that element of persuading, inducing, enticing, and all of that. But actually, at some point, if she wants to, if a new trial is is ordered or whatever, maybe she can use this evidence to prove that, to disprove that claim. But again, this is not the correct form or format to do so. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Because this is right off the top, so this might be a little all over the place. Did y'all understand what I'm saying? She's using, Judge Ann is saying that this evidence was never used then, so how can you use this evidence now to disprove something? So the government may come back and say something similar to what I said. I don't know. Yeah, see, it says Rule 29 only authorizes motions challenging the sufficiency of the evidence presented at trial. So this evidence was never presented at trial. So Judge Ann is saying your claim that is insufficient is a mute point. I don't know how the prosecutors didn't catch that and didn't challenge J-Bo's motion back in the response, because I don't remember reading nothing like that. I can go look, while we at it, but I don't remember looking and reading nothing. That's why Judge Ann is the judge. So that's why I'm saying she actually gave the answer. Baby, they motherfuckers slicker than goddamn oil, honey. Yeah, they slicker than right. Let me see. I got some good messages here. Let's see. Let me see. Let me see where we at. Council failed him altogether. All right, let me see if I can get where Queen Diva. Yes, again, I believe J Bo is throwing everything out there like you forgot this and you forgot that, which is equivalent, right? Which is what probably she could have used that whole section she used for proving about about the Mann Act. Yeah, why did his attorney hire a private investigator? Well, the PI was supposed to be what's his name? The PI man. The PI was supposed to be doing that. Yeah. So that is what the judge is saying. But she gave him help. All right. Number two of it. So I just want y'all to know. So that is the portion about them goddamn funk ass text messages now. So number two, second question, Judge Ann wants to know is, are any of the defendants' arguments about Section 120290 of the California Health and Safety Code untimely because he did not assert them before trial? And if so, did the defendant waive these claims because he did not raise them at the appropriate time? And then she gives the case law. She also gives the answer. Oh shit. Right. So let's go see. Take this down. And then I'm going to close you. Okay. We're right here on it. So let me do this part two, which I also thought was fascinating as well. And as you can see, I've been in it. Already been in it. So You heard the question Judge Ann asked, right? Right here in the footnote. Baby, we got to read these footnotes, honey. There's some shit, there's some jewels stuck right up in these damn footnotes. Okay, so here's the government. Now, this second question was for the government, right? Even though it didn't say for the government, whatever, I can tell. I could tell that it was for the government just by what she asked. All right, so this is the government's response, opposition, rather. Hold on, so I can show everybody where to get it. The opposition of defendant's motion for judgment of acquittal. And again, just in case y'all need it, all these damn phones beeping at the same time. Okay, so right here, the answer to that question is right here, or the government's. This is what Judge Ann wants them. In other words, the part two of that question is what she wants the government to kind of clean up. All right. It says, by citing the Supreme Court's decision in case law, the defendant suggests but does not expressly argue that the use of an interstate facility based on an interstate call exceeds Congress authority under the Commerce Clause. First, the government respectfully submits the defendant has not sufficiently raised such a challenge to preserve it, meaning that they didn't raise it in time to preserve it. So by not raising it in time, you ultimately either waive it or lose it, right? But Judge Ann is trying to steer the government to say, like, well, are you saying that he waived it? Okay, because he didn't preserve it in time. Case law. Issues averted to in a perfunctory manner, unaccompanied by some effort and developed argumentation, are deemed waived, meaning that they gave either minimum or no challenge to this claim, right? So if they didn't challenge it, it is thought to believe that you either waived it, thereby meaning you lost it. You lost the rights to challenge it. Let's go. It says, but even if made sufficiently, his argument is without merit. Case law. Does not exceed Congress' commerce power, and noting Congress clearly has the power to regulate the internet as it does other instrumentalities and channels of interstate commerce, and to prohibit its use for harmful or immoral purposes, regardless of whether those purposes would have a primarily interstate impact. Okay, so pretty much, and let me come back around. If he did not waive that issue, and judge says, let me see what the judge says. If he did not raise those issues before trial, and if so, the defendant waived them because he did not raise them at appropriate time. So that's what she's asking them to clean up a little bit. So actually, that footnote that they had, pretty much, that footnote that they had should have been in the body of the document more, but expounded upon. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's an actual more viable response to J-Bo's argument with regards to the issue she raised about section 120290. Like, and I think J-Bo was saying, if I'm not mistaken, damn, I done closed out of her shit. I think J-Bo was saying about talking about the California code that was in time that was in place when the alleged crime happened, or when it was charged or whatever. I think it was some type of argument with regards to that. That was the argument. And I guess they're saying whatever it was about the California code, about that code section, about that, not California code, but that section 120290, it should have been raised at a specific time. And by them not raising it or making a minimal argument about it, then now he loses the rights to do so at this time. Now, in all these issues, really is more of a case for ineffective, IAC claim. So maybe J-Bo should have thought of that. And you can't think of everything. So y'all let me know if y'all understand anything I just said, because that's a lot. All right, well, I got a lot of comments in here. Oh, shit, hold on. Let me get these comments. All right, they thought R. Kelly was flat broke and they was going to sink his ship, but then Bonjean showed up with someone who doesn't have an ulterior motive. Facts, right? Lord, now they're saying monkeypox virus is hitting the U.S. right now. Monkeypox? Of course, Ann will help the prosecutor. She did. She helped the defense too. To me, in my opinion, during the case. What the hell is monkeypox? Never heard of me either. I don't know. Maybe we need to ask the wolves. Yeah, that's what I read earlier today, Spiritfield, and why they said I think Bill Gates is behind it. Uh-oh. How did J-Bo find this info, but the attorneys did? Good question. Good. Uh-oh, something else to come out. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me see what this is. Hold on. God damn. What is this? No, okay, no, this is just the notice of appearance. Oh, so Ashley gonna also work. Hold on, Ashley gonna also work in the on the in the Chicago case. Let me go ahead and grab it real quick. She's gonna also work on the Chicago case, so she just put in her notice of appearance in that case too. Let's finish with these questions. Hey, Leslie. That's actually in the paperwork, but the defense team did not argue. Yeah, that's crazy, right? Now this is what this looks like. This J-Bo now has more to add to her ineffective assistance of counsel claim as she moves to the appellate court. This is crazy. And thanks to Judge Ann. Thanks to Judge Ann. This is like a goddamn, oh my gosh, child. That's all. That was an investigator. J-Bo stated in multiple motions that the attorneys fought amongst themselves and couldn't get things done. Yes, Queen Diva. What's good with it, D-Boski? What's good with it? My nigga with the trigger. All right. I never knew he had an investigator. Nothing was produced from an investigator. Kells is screwed. Poor Kells Greenberg give him back his money. So y'all can hear it again. Dana has requested that his government not be used. Now I can't, I'm trying to stay within the policies that may, that will float between that can float between YouTube and a court. Because let me tell you something, just because it's policies and terms of service on YouTube, the court is totally different. You can't get a bitch for defamation in court. Okay, and then you could send YouTube the paperwork and they would get rid of their motherfucking ass off this fucking YouTube planet. Okay. But the YouTube terms of service is their policy, what have you. It doesn't have to be in sync with the law. It's just their policy. Even though they have a legal team, it doesn't have to be in sync with the law. So what YouTube may not consider defamation and all of that, the law could definitely think differently about it. So yeah. Oh, that man exiled from this country. He doesn't know it. I'm confused. What do you mean nothing was produced from an investigator? Jacqueline Diva be on her shit now. And Queen Diva, I was at court. I mean nothing. If he had investigated, what did they produce? Um, you know what? We will never. It would never say the investigator produced unless they're going down. Hitting the chain of custody or whatever they got to. Unless it's some maybe like some DNA or some videos or things of that nature. But just turning up something in a regular old question and answer investigation that are commonly done by a private investigator, they're not going to say, oh, an investigator turned up this and an investigator turned up that. They will reference where they like, it doesn't matter what side is on, where how they, obtain that evidence, then they may reference, oh, private eye and this, that, and third. And then you'll see him take the stand and then all of that, right? That is establishing the, chain of custody. Spearfield, he literally owned a ranch in Texas. When my mother sold real estate there, we were able to pull up some of the property. It looks like a corporate building. It's so big. Okay. Yeah, it's a lot of cool. I sure appreciate all these questions. So, okay, there go Candy Johnson. A Queen David, yes, Hallie has herpes. All of them have it. It's not far back as Lizette. Most of them just have never been wanting it out, but it will come out. What's up, Candy Johnson? Hey, honey. Chama Andrew, that comments on the screen is regards to Bill Gates, not that other guy. Okay. And thank you, Leslie. Always in here doing a good job. Welcome to the Neutral Channel where opinions are respected. Yes. Hey, Lisa Jones. So, what do you think about all this? Judge Ann has come in and weighed in about them funky ass text messages. Oh, yes, and I had to do a little prep work. I was like, wait a minute, what Judge Ann wants to know? My Judge Ann, and I guess in the effort of time, let me clean it up. I guess in the efforts of time, she focused them where she wants them to respond. I get it. I get it. I get it. I really do. Oh, well, god damn, they dropping motherfucking, as JoJo said, they dropping this shit Like they dropped Jordan's extension of time to file a document. Oh, let me see. Okay. Something else can drop. Hold on. Extension of time to file what document? And and shouts out to everybody who come through and participate, what have you. And also shouts out to the people who give, financially, even though you don't have to do it and I don't ask for it. I definitely 100% appreciate y'all ask because you're doing something. And one, you don't have to. And y'all don't actually have to participate and come over either. So 100% I appreciate that and love y'all for that. But also, I definitely appreciate those who give, freely of themselves. I guess for no other reason is that they okay with, pitching in. And that's straight. That's nice. I appreciate that. I really do. I can't tell you. And I mean to those who do and have done in the past. 100%. 100%. Oh boy. There's a whole ass letter. That got darn J-Bo. J-Bo, give me a break. Okay. Let me see. All right, let me see if I can get this up. This lady here will not go down, baby. J-Bo's on the job again. J-Bo hit him one time. She wants extension. This just came out hot on the press, off the press. Let's see. All right, this is J-Bo Law Group. I don't know why my motherfucking mouth is so dry. Hold on. Wait a minute, let me get drink this. Okay. Dear Judge Donnelly, I write respectfully to request leave to file a supplemental sentencing submission upon receipt of expert reports from defendant mitigation experts expected to receive on June 9, 2022. And when they request leave, that means that they're asking the court to do something outside of the norm, right? So I guess whatever she's asking in here is outside of the norm. That's when you see that phrase, request leave to do something. It says the government does not object to a supplemental submission if defendant cannot obtain the reports prior to May 26, 2022, which he cannot. Alternatively, defendant seeks an extension until June 13, 2022, in which to file his sentencing submission and request that sentencing hearing be pushed back by a week or even a few days. Keep it going, J-Bo. The government has expressed its desire to keep the sentencing date on June 15, 2022. Defendant's preference is to adjourn the due date for sentencing submissions and the sentencing hearing date by a week, June 22nd, 2022, but will take what he can get. Baby, that J-Bo, oh, she good. She good. Let's see. By way of background, undersigned counsel was retained by the defendant to write post-trial motions, assist at sentencing, and to represent him in the Second Circuit. She filed her appearance in this case on October 29, 2022. To be clear, undersigned counsel was not retained to undertake defendant's entire post-trial defense and sentencing representation. However, after reading the voluminous record in this case, God damn, I don't know, I can't read and see, and drafting post-trial motions, it's become clear that undersigned counsel would have to raise ineffective assistance of counsel claims that placed other members of his trial team in a conflicted position. Undersigned counsel first apprised the court of this development in a letter dated February the 1st, 2022. In and around that time, defendant's trial team withdrew. Before moving to withdraw, defendant attorneys had not retained any mitigation experts or completed any mitigation investigation as best as defendant can tell. God damn. Let me tell you something. J Bo would throw your ass under the bus. I mess with my mouth. Under the bus. I'm trying to get it together. All right. Let me read this footnote. It should be noted that until early February, it was virtually impossible to communicate or meet with defendant. The BOP was first on a pandemic-related lockdown and then went on a nationwide security-related lockdown in January. During this time, it was extraordinarily difficult to secure Zoom meetings, which were in high demand, unreliable, and invariably canceled or changed without notice. On the few occasions counsel was able to meet with defendant by Zoom, the meetings did not allow for meaningful consultation. It was impossible to hear one another or share documents. These meetings were particularly difficult given Mr. Kelly's literacy challenges. Okay, back to the letter. It says, without getting into unnecessary and privileged details, undersigned counsel diligently began preparing for sentencing in various ways during and after the completion of post-trial motions, including exploring, retaining mitigation reports. As this court already knows, undersigned counsel sought continuation of sentencing until after defendant's August 1st, 2022 Illinois trial out of concern that defendant would have to choose between competing constitutional rights. This court denied that motion on April 5th, 2022, and defendant's subsequent motion for reconsideration. Oh shit, wait a minute. I'll go back up and do that. Undersigned counsel began consulting and interviewing mitigation experts in March. In the event this court denied his request for a longer adjournment, which it did. This task was exceedingly difficult given the complexity of this case, the dearth of experts willing or able to take on this case, and the short time schedule on which an expert would need to work. Undersigned counsel did retain a mitigation experts in mid-April and promptly sought approvals from the MDC on an expedited basis to allow face-to-face meetings with the defendant. Indeed, defendant's experts were prepared to conduct their examination of defendant last week of April, which would have allowed plenty of time for preparation of their reports prior to the sentencing submission deadline. But the MDC was adamant that there was no way to expedite the approval process. The experts were not approved until May 13, 2022. Bending over backwards to accommodate this short timeline, the experts cleared their schedules and made prompt travel arrangements to meet the defendant today and have scheduled visits next week on May 24th and May 25th. Reluctantly, they have agreed to submit their report by June 9th, 2022, but they cannot move at any faster pace. In light of the foregoing, undersigned counsel reached out to the government to explain the dilemma and determine whether they would object to a short adjournment of sentencing or if they would at least agree to a supplemental sentencing submission in advance of the June 15, 2022 sentencing date. AUSA Geddes stated that they would like to keep the June 15, 2022 sentencing date and strongly suggest that the expert expedite his or her report, a reasonable request given that he or she was retained with the understanding of the firmly set sentencing date. To the extent, see, that right there, that's where Geddes kind of boxed them in, because she's saying that when you retain this expert, you knew of the date and the deadline, so you should have retained somebody that said that they could get this shit done in enough time and have it submitted, by the sentencing date. Let's go. To the extent that the expert cannot complete the report by the time your submission is due, we do not object to you making a supplemental submission in advance of the sentencing date. Hmm. Undersigned counsel appreciates the government courtesies, but wants to point out that while the experts were retained with a clear understanding of the firmly set sentencing date and prioritized this case to meet that deadline, the MDC did not approve them for visits until May 13, 2022. The experts have already expedited their process as best they can. They are not local and could not have even made travel arrangements until the approvals came through. Once the approvals were made, the experts acted with alacrity, but they simply cannot have a report complete by May 26, 2022 if they cannot complete their visits with the defendant until May 25th, 2022. They have, however, agreed to complete the report by June 9th, 2022. Defendant is facing a guidelines range of life. The PSR reflects the complexity of the sentencing issues at play in this case. Defendant is entitled competent representation at sentencing, which includes presenting evidence of mitigation. Remember, I told you, at sentencing, the defense will present mitigating factors, the prosecutor will present aggravating factors. Okay? Okay. Whatever can be said about prior counsel, undersigned counsel has worked around the clock to ensure that defendant received constitutionally mandated effective assistance of counsel. Accordingly, defendant respectfully requests that this court enter an order granting defendant until June 13, 2022, in which to file a single sentencing submission and to adjourn the sentencing hearing by a week or at least a few days. Alternatively, defendant seeks an order allowing defendant to submit a supplemental sentencing submission no later than June 13, 2022. The government can apparently live with this solution. Wow. So let me, there was a little piece from and I should have got caught this, from the footnote. Let me start at the period. It says, the meetings were particularly difficult given Mr. Keller's literacy challenges, and it picks up here, since he was unable to read documents prior to the meetings. Regular face-to-face visits did not resume until February 10th, 2022. Boy, I tell you, I got to clean my nose. If y'all can give me a minute to clean my nose, I'm back around the front. But, honey, if I can need to get from up under this goddamn, there's no way I can get from under these vents. But I can try to cut off some of these fans. This is crazy. Hold on 1 minute, y'all.
Oh, hold on. Let me see. How you doing? Can you hear me? What's going on? Wait 1 second, Miss
I can
Walker.
hear you. I can hear you. I was just, I was on mute. I saw you pop up, so I wanted to pop you on. I just
No,
put
no.
something.
If you're reading, I'm listening. I'm chilling. I'm just watching. I'm reading. If you were reading, I could sit here while you finish reading. I enjoy it.
Oh no, I'm done. Just give me 1 minute. I was blowing my nose. Hold on.
Oh, okay, okay.
good with it? What's good with it? Or
How are
Kelly's in
you?
the building. I'm doing fine. What's going on, sir?
I your channel remind me of you ever seen those bars that be popping at night?
Yeah.
And then you ever seen the kind of individuals who just go in that bar during the daytime when it ain't as crowded because the food is good? You heard me?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm like one of them niggas that go to the strip club in the daytime. You heard? You know them niggas. Some of them niggas go early. You feel me? For
Oh
lunch.
Lord. What's
Yeah, that's how your channel is. I try not to come in when it's popping. Like it's too much going. I said it's too much going. It's too much carrying on. I said it's too much carrying on right now.
you
You know,
want
and
me
I'm kind of
I can't even
go.
keep up with how many comments I get. Baby, 100 of it. We all be on that night with all that food, 100. I be just, woo, it's entertainment. I'm going to cancel my cable. I'm like, are you crazy?
Yes,
But
yes,
it's
yes,
funny though.
yes,
Yeah, what?
ma'am. I shout out to JoJo. I was listening to you read about the text message, and I said, let me go on here. I said, if Miss Walker don't let go of that fence when it comes to them text messages. You,
What
you, you,
then?
you're not on the fence. You're not. It's not like you're on the fence. You just holding on to the fence. I said, if she don't let that fence go, so let me go here. And let Miss Walker know. You don't let that fence go.
What you want? How you
Listen.
want? Which way you want me to let the fence go? What
Well,
you mean?
yes, ma'am. When you make references to the text messages, like what you just read a few minutes ago, you always offer this little caveat. You'll offer you want to give the sender of the text messages a little window of opportunity, if you understand what I'm saying. Every time you mention it, you said earlier, you said, well, it could be perceived from some where she's just saying get on your job, be about your business, and don't be playing around. I said, come on now, you can't. And here's the thing. This is why I really did enjoy debating Larry. Is that Larry and I, we were able to make a lot of progress in our debates because when he pointed out something that was in fact in condemnation to my cousin, I said, okay, I concede. Okay, let's move on. You understand what I'm saying? And then when I would point out certain things, he would concede and say, okay, fine, let's move on. And I think with these text messages, perhaps part of it is that you, as a mother and as a woman, you kind of can't I ain't gonna say conceive it, but you find it like like hard to believe. Like, wow, why would a mother be texting something like this? And I think you try to read into it more than what it is, and that is as simple as what Miss Bonjean expressed as it pertains to the coercion, and that is, according to those text messages, it wasn't the case that Robert was trying to coerce Jane Doe number five. And if he was, I'll say that it was basically being done at the mother's approval. And I keep going back to the text messages because I'm the kind of person that I don't get personal. I don't, or I try not to get personal or emotional. I've always approached this whole thing with Robert from a legal perspective. And I just view those text messages as the smoking gun, or one of the main smoking guns, in a sense that I'll give you an example. All of the millions of people who watched the Lifetime docu series, who most of them formed an opinion about Robert based on what Jane Doe number five's mother and dad were saying. Even I myself, knowing Robert personally, I found their testimony, if you will, or their words on Lifetime to be heartfelt and genuine and troubling to me as a man who knows this man. That was my first time seeing Jane Doe number five's Mr. and Mrs. Clary. It was my first time ever seeing them. And like I said, I received several calls from individuals like, oh my God, I didn't know your cousin was like that, and this, that, and the third. And that was one of the hurdles that I could not get over because I found their accusations and their descriptions to be very compelling, right? So you have millions of people who saw that docuseries, who formed an opinion based on Jane Doe number five's parents and Jane Doe number five's mother, painting a picture that, you know, they were totally oblivious to Robert having any interaction, those kinds of interactions with their daughter. And what is so sad and what is just a travesty in this is that how many of those people are privy to these text messages? How many are paying attention to that? How many are following the case in New York? How many's following it? You know, the damage is already done. Those who drew from that docuseries and chose to condemn him based on the words that were spoken on there, they formed an opinion about Robert and they've moved on. Um, just as then I asked this question: if or is Lifetime willing to come back and retract um, those words and send a statement to the public saying, well, that wasn't true, what Jado number five's mother stated on here. And then my last question, and I'll let you speak, is that, or my last statement is that, or question, if that part of the docu-series was definitely misleading, um, how can we find any of it to be credible? Where, did they vet these people? Did they do their own investigations, or was it just a drama piece? And I'll be quiet and allow you to respond, please. Thank you.
Okay, good. Cause see now, you should have been in here last night, but before I dropped the link, because if you didn't miss the piece on Gerald McDavid's attorney with his submission that he put in, and I'm glad he did because it confirmed what I've been telling people forever. Just because they put in these filings, these which are motions and pleadings, just because they put in these motions, this paperwork, it doesn't mean that everything that an attorney put in there has been proven to be factual or backed up by evidence. And he laid it out so hard on J-Bo. That's pretty much what he said. That ain't pretty much, but that's what he said and then some. He called her a liar.
Yes,
Actually,
yes.
yeah, so that's what he called her. So everything they put in there, when you put in this paperwork, it's a persuading argument. It's to persuade that judge, and that's what you're doing. So when I look at when I see something I know it's dead wood, I call it dead wood, no matter what side. But when you look at these text messages, because it has not been tested by the chain of custody, right?
Mhm.
I cannot say they are. I don't know how they what the origin of them, how they were made up, how what the validity of them was, whatever. What was the intention? The None of that. You really can't. You can only everybody can only speculate. Now, were they in poor taste? Yeah. Would I never do no stuff like that with my child? I wouldn't do it with my child now. But she also said that the mother, J-Bo said this, that the mother never encouraged sex, and she didn't know that her daughter was having sex. J-Bo made those arguments. She said that. And during the text messages in some areas, she would say, the mother and the daughter would say, laughing my ass off, whatever. I don't know if that's the kind of relationship they have. You have some people that have smoked weed with their parents and shit like that. All that type of stuff, right? And I ain't saying nothing wrong with none of it, but I'm just saying. So I don't know the relationship. It's too many of the unknowns there for me to ever make a factual determination on those text messages. And I just will not, I cannot, I say they are a very poor choice. And and let me tell you something. As a person that was involved with AAU, I've seen parents do all kinds of stuff just to get their child on the floor in a game. And if they can get their child to start, they are running the other a starter over with a car. I mean, the
Yes.
desperation, you know. So I'm aware of all of that, you know. So I've seen all of that. So I'm not really cutting them no slack and whatever. I'm just saying, based on what I see, I can't judge whether or not this is dead wood and that the parents are, you know, went out there to do something malicious to R. Kelly. I can't say that. I can't say that, you know, it's a step above that where maybe they can go out there and do nothing malicious, but they definitely want their child to get into the business by any means necessary. You know, when I say malicious, I mean like extort them to get into the business, you know, by any means necessary, means using your body as well as your voice, whatever. You know, I can't say that by just looking at what has been presented because one, as we get to what we're talking about today, hasn't wasn't even presented in court to test for those things, right? Or when it hit the court, it should have been tested for those things, and it was simply not. So I can't say that either. And even if the parents come out and say, "Hey, well, this is what the text message was for," I'm not going to necessarily believe that because they have been inconsistent,
Right.
and that's a fact. So I'm not
Yes.
gonna believe that ass. But when you have those letters sitting, you know, looming around whatever in the background that were presented at court, and then you come out and hear what was the authentication of those, the validity, the intent, the nature, and how they originated, I would have to definitely reserve, you know, deeming somebody. I did say I believe that the text messages are was from the mama and this is what happened, but I think I just have a different little view as to what the mama was trying to convey. Now, what was the other thing you said about the last thing you said?
I think it was what was it? Jeez. Lifetime not retracting or going
Oh,
back. Yeah, that'll
right
never
now,
happen.
right now with Lifetime and some other documents or whatever, you do know that they don't have to um go and vet the stuff and all of that, whatever. They just click the cameras on and ask people the question, whatever. If they normally a good documentary, a good person that's conducting a documentary, if they have anything conflicting to what that person has said, then they will challenge them on what they said because as you could see, I think it was was it the second one? They did have someone sitting there talking to them, so they were able to challenge. Just say like that was like maybe a Gail King type of interview. She would have something to challenge what that person is saying in there, but they don't have to vet it for accuracy or whatever. It just depends on how they want to present it. You understand what I'm saying?
Well,
So
let me say this. I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
Go ahead.
No, no. So what I'm saying, so like with more credible news outlets like CBS or whatever, they'll vet their stories or whatever, and but they'll also just let a person just talk about whatever, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? And not really challenge them unless they have something to challenge them about. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, well, go ahead.
Well, let me say this. That I find this even with YouTube. You know, for some reason, especially Black people, we got this misplaced idea that long as a person got a camera and a microphone and a cheap ass cell phone, that they automatically are journalists. Or they, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Some of them could damn near read and write, but you're a journalist. As I said, never read a damn court document in their life, but they come on as journalists. However, I come from the school, and I'm quite sure you remember, of 60 Minutes, Barbara Walters, Mike
Mm-hmm.
Wallace.
Mm-hmm.
And, it only speaks to how the society has been totally watered down in our thinking. The
Yeah.
society that we live in now is really damn. I remember when Bill Cosby was speaking out against reality shows, and I didn't really understand what he truly meant. But now, in hindsight, I can see exactly what he meant when he was saying that reality shows were going to debase and erode the basic values and principles of America. And now I see what he's saying, because now what you find is a lot of these news stations, news outlets, media outlets, they are not journalistically based, in other words. Now, as it pertains to Gayle King. Well, let me go to Lifetime first. Um, if when a person creates a documentary, a real true documentary, if you look at Son of Sam, because I'm a huge documentary buff. When you
Mm-hmm.
look at Son of Sam, when you look at Charles Manson, when you look at just documentaries on a lot of infamous people, um, the documentarian normally presents that documentary in a very fair and balanced way. Okay, that was back in the day. Now it becomes reality show based when you take Lifetime, for instance, and if you were to ask, if you ever get the chance, just inquire as to how long all of them were interviewed. I know for a fact that Sparkle said they interviewed her between 6 and 7 hours. So they interviewed them for 6 or 7 hours. I would assume all of them were interviewed 5, 6, 7 hours. And then they went and sliced and cut and created their own narrative. In other words, I always say that Lifetime created a prison suit. They tailor made a prison suit for Robert. Um, when you when you're watching something and you consider how Dream Hampton herself said after interviewing all those women uh, uh, concerning Robert's indiscretions, his alleged abuse or whatever, she asked each and every one of them at the end of the interview, do you want to see him go to prison? And every single one of them, she said, 100% of them said no, including Drea. Okay, so how do we get from that to you see them giving statements uh, saying that he should go to prison? How can Dream Hampton, out of her own mouth, say that after all the stories they told, they said, no, we don't want him to go to prison? If you look at some of them, I'm not going to name their names, but you could see it here in their eyes, see it in their eyes and hear it in their voice that a lot of them were just scorned, heartbroken, and they still had love for him. And he, as some men do, which I used to do, but I learned, like, hell no, you can't do that. And that is, you cannot be a rolling stone out here with these women. You cannot, especially someone in Robert's position, offer them the celebrity life or the life of being with a celebrity for 3 or 4 months and then say, okay, I'm gonna move on. So getting back to my main point, and that is, I thought I heard you say, well, Gayle King will ask questions, this, that, and the third. Listen, Gayle King, Lifetime, CBS, none of them are fair and objective when it comes to certain individuals. None of them, especially with Robert, there's been no fairness or objectivity. It's been none. It's been zero. Everything you would think that. Oh, let me go back to the text messages. The first thing we must do is determine their authenticity. That's the word. We must
Mm-hmm.
determine the authenticity of the text messages. Now, I felt you on that. I feel what you're saying because they were never presented in court and because the prosecutors have never responded to them. That would leave room for speculation. I think the word you use. Now, here's the deal: if Angie visits Levi's house, and I say, I know one thing, my wallet was on the damn counter when Angie was here, and with time she left, I was just gone.
I took it.
Your silence would be an admission of guilt. You would say, hey, you would come on Levi for Kelly. You would come on, you would say, drop the link. See what the fuck you talking about? I ain't stole your wallet. So the fact that the prosecution never responded from a commonsensical standpoint means that it was true, because they're playing a game, as I tell everyone when it comes to this whole R. Kelly situation, and all trials, in all cases, most of them. It's a game of inches. It's like the Super Bowl. It's a game of inches. You don't just say, okay, I think the person made the 10 yards and first down, or if it's questionable, you're gonna pull the yardstick out. Let's measure it. It's a game of inches. So that would have been a perfect opportunity for them to basically reduce Jennifer Bonjean as a conspiracy theorist type attorney if they had touched on it and said, "Well, hold on," or even if what she accused or alleged or alluded to, if they felt it was being embellished or exaggerated or taken out of context, that would have been a perfect opportunity for them to say, "Hold on, hold on, that's not the case. That's not wait a minute. That is not what, I'm sorry about that. I don't know if you can hear that phone ringing, but that is not what, that is not what transpired." So by the prosecutors not responding should tell us that they're authentic, that it was done. Now, if that being the case, personally, I feel whenever you mention romance or say anything that is connected to or has a sexual connotation, a sexual overture or subtle sexual message, shit. Come on, Angie. Like, my daughters, as a man, I don't even want to see my daughters get married. I don't want to see them with a nigga at all. You understand what I'm saying? Like, like when you're a man, you like, listen, my baby left her phone in the car once in my truck. And I'm headed to the studio and I see my baby's phone is ringing. And it was her saying, "I left my phone." And I turned around. I had an opportunity, and she's 15, going on 16. I had an opportunity to look in her phone and didn't want to. You follow me? I didn't want to look in my baby's phone because you don't know what you're going to see with these kids. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I said, no, I can't look in here. You feel me?
Okay.
So as men and fathers especially, we don't want to imagine our children engaged in that kind of activity, especially with the older man. But once again, I don't think that there's no room for you to hold on for hope or hold on to the fence when a mother is telling a daughter, wink at him on stage. Wink at him. Put your foot, like, see, listen, yo, if my baby is going, my oldest baby, if she's going, because she's into politics, if she's going to work on someone's campaign or whatever, I don't give a damn if it's Joe Biden, Donald Trump, whoever. You going there for business. And if she says to me, "I think he likes me," or "I think he might try to hit on me," well, don't think. Shit, as a father, what do you mean you think? You feel me? I cannot jump on a goddamn airplane because she lives out of town, but I cannot jump on an airplane based on what you think. Now, did the nigga say something to you out of line or not? You feel me? So yeah. That's all I'm saying is that I think we should move past that. The text messages were authenticated as far as I'm concerned. And it speaks volumes to all of the goddamn lies that have been told about this man. And I'll say this in 5 seconds. If those text messages, and we agreed that they are authentic, that means when Robert told Gail, when she said, "Did you have sex before 18? Absolutely not. But they wanted me to. The parents wanted me to, but I did not." Okay, well, goddamn, if the text messages is true, listen, man, you telling your daughter to give a grown ass man a back massage? Wink at him? Come on now. Matter of fact, I don't know a nigga on this planet, including myself, that's ever had a back massage from a chick and didn't hit it right there on the spot. Unless you go to a parlor. Who has a back massage from a female because she has to part her legs to get on your goddamn back? Would you agree with that, Ms. Walker?
Yeah, not only will I agree with it, that actually happened. I got tricked, y'all.
Shit. Yeah. You open.
No,
Now you open. Shit, say you said yeah, so now you open. Okay, come on.
no.
That's how
I
niggas
got
look. That's how we
tricked,
look
child.
at it.
My country ass. Yeah, I mean, and let it be clear, we was dating, we was in a relationship, so it wasn't,
Right.
but I didn't plan for it to go that way that night. Get that out of the way. I ain't plan.
Right.
She tricked me, baby, tricked me. But no, but Levi, ain't nobody gonna agree with you when your point that you're making is so riddled with speculation and one that have to come, as you have to assume and all of that. I'm not gonna agree with that, Levi. I'm not gonna do that. You know why? I said I came out and said due to, and this is how I had to, kind of come close as where I am with it, saying that I believe that they are legitimate. One, because the government did not come and say, yeah, but we tested them and it wasn't that they are fake as those letters or whatever. I believe if that was the case, and they would have also put that in there to show just more patterns of how he allegedly have them make fake, do this, whatever, what have you, right? So that's what I think.
Mhm.
That's why that wasn't. They didn't come back and say that because that would have been easy. That would have been an easy out, and that would have killed her right there, right? But her
Mhm.
argument, so her argument is about the because the argument is about the enticement and all of that. That's what she used that as an example with those text messages. But what I'm saying is when I read them and the context and then I add in what J Boy is saying, but I read in what in the context what it's saying, and she, the mother is saying this and the daughter is saying this or whatever. I'm chalking it up, and it's inappropriate as hell. Those text messages doesn't mean that because at this point, as say she had sex with him prior to 17, he said he did. It's he didn't take the stand and say he didn't. He said it on Gail King. That's the difference. If he took the stand and said that, then hey, but I wouldn't advise that anyway. But they're saying so, but I'll take what he said on Gail King. That's just my word against your word at that point. But when I look at the text messages and I see how the mother, I can see, I can't just, I can only, and I gave several plausible, scenarios that, yeah, the mother was encouraging the bullshit to go down. But that was contradicted when J-Bo say the mother wasn't encouraging the shit to go down.
Well, you got to
And the
you
mother
got
didn't
to.
know. Go ahead.
If you could please explain that part. 'Cause I remember you reading it. I read it, but I'm trying to get because sometimes I want to like kind of verbatim of what she said. Um, I, I'm not saying you're lying. I'm saying in its proper context, exactly what did she say
Who, J-Bo?
pertaining to as far as the mother
Oh,
was or wasn't. I don't want you to have to pull it out, but it
okay.
is.
Well, no, but several areas in the document, J-Bo says that she had sex without her mother's knowledge. The mother was not encouraging a sexual relationship in several areas of that little exchange J-Bo has. It
Well,
said that.
in the next couple of days, or when you feel like it, I would love for you to put I watch your channel real close
Okay. I will. I will.
because that contradicts itself. I cannot imagine Attorney Bonjean even thinking to say something like that when you have a mother texting a daughter saying, "Wink at him, give him a back massage." That doesn't add up. I mean, for the love of God,
Hold on. Go
I'm
ahead.
not saying you're lying.
No,
I'm not
I'm gonna
saying
say
you're lying.
I'm gonna go get it. Hold on,
Yeah,
let me
because
find the
that
document.
just it doesn't it how she worded it. I would love to know what the context was because from those text messages, see, it's contradictory if she says no.
But
The
J-Bo's
co-word.
not. But J-Bo not isn't inserting that she had sex with him at her mother's request. That's not what she's saying. She's only using those that it was the daughter along with the mother that was in doing the enticing and all of that, persuading and all of that. And she's trying to use that to try to knock out the man act because that's one of the elements that he entice, produce, persuade and all of that. So let me go and get it. I'm gonna get it now.
Okay. While you look for, let me say this: that if she worded it like that, I would guess that there's no evidence to support where she says, "Mom," through a text message, "Mom, I'm about to go in here and screw him now. Go on in there and
Mm.
screw him." No, ain't no
Yeah,
proof of
and she
that.
said she also said she had sex without her mother's knowledge, something like that. I'm telling you,
What
I'm
I don't
serious.
think that I don't think I think that's accurately true in the sense that
Yeah.
as a statement, like most young females, especially, have sex without their parents' or mother's knowledge, as far as the initial act of doing it. But at the same time, if the parent or father or whoever, if if the stage was prepared for that event to occur, um, listen, let me cut through the chase.
Mm.
Both parents, the prominent ones, from for Jane on number five and the other young lady that's still with him, his fiance, both of those parents made it known publicly that their children was taken advantage of. Okay, Joycelyn being over the age of 18, but I still say child. That's your child. So when you promote this idea to the public, my child was taken advantage of. My child was taken advantage of. That is the difference between a nigga, a 17, 16-year-old nigga. These rappers, when you hear them say, I was on the block, I was outside at 14, 15 selling crack. Okay? That's totally different than a mother or a father putting them out on the goddamn block saying, I'm not going to give you the crack, but I'm going to tell you, I can instruct you how to cook it up. I can't come in the kitchen with you. Don't do it in my kitchen, but go you at your friend's kitchen or the damn 16-year-old, 17-year-old boy calling his father saying, Dad, how much baking soda should I use to rock this shit up? And he's giving him the instructions. So it would be true to say that the father did not make him sell crack or had no knowledge of him when he was actually out there on the block selling it for the first time. But for damn sure, the father schooled him and encouraged him to sell crack. You feel me? Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah, I get you.
And I
I
don't want to
found
hold nobody up too, because I know when I
no,
come
no.
on
I
here,
got I got one area in here. I'm looking for the other area. Wait a minute. I got it. Hold on. I'm put on the screen for Kelly, baby.
all right, all
Put it on
right,
the screen so you can see.
all
Let me find
right.
the other one. Okay, here we go. All right, put this on the screen.
And let me say this. Let me say this also. Let me say this. Oh,
Mhm.
um,
Good.
um, no, go ahead. I got it. I got it.
Okay, it says right here. We're gonna start right. Let's see. All right, right here at the bottom of page 35. Jane's mother encouraged Jane to tease defendant, but not to do anything sexual with him since he would then lose interest in her. Believing that he was speaking to an 18-year-old Jane. Defendant texts Jane's mother that he was staying on the tour bus but was going to get another hotel room for their privacy. So you see what she said. Jane's mother encouraged Jane to tease defendant, but not to do anything sexual with him. Okay, let me go down
What
to the. Go ahead.
before you get to that, was she referring to the initial meeting? Because that's what it sounds like to me. The initial meeting. You understand? She's talking about the tour bus and the hotel room. Where the nigga about to get a hotel room. Don't do nothing sexual. You feel me? But tease him. That's what that just read to me.
Right. This is the chain. This is from when this text and shit. Hold on, let me
Mm-hmm.
go. That's right there. Okay, and then we go down to okay. Define her mother's advice to merely tease defendant. Jane engaged into sexual conduct with the defendant in the hotel room. Okay,
That's the
Jane.
initial meeting now. That's the
Okay,
initial meeting now.
okay.
Now, do you agree with that? She's saying when he first encountered her at that tour bus hotel situation, she's saying that she's basically said tease him, but don't, you know, engage and say like that. But go ahead, go ahead.
Right. Let me get a date. Let me get a date so we can work with a date. So we're on
Yes,
that's the
ma'am.
April 20th. Okay, that's the April 20th, 2015 date. Okay. When she's supposed to be allegedly under 18. So after 18,
You said
it's
April
still
20th,
before you
right?
yeah, this is April 20th. So now after 18, even though it would still be to me in poor taste for mother to, whatever, talk that type of stuff. But after 18, she free to, fly about the country. So let me see. Jane, nervous and anxious, an 18-year-old. Let's get to the part where we still keep that date in mind, April 20th. Then we on April 23rd.
Yes.
Okay, Jane mother texts her, you need to hear the songs. You're trying to date the man. You need to let him hear your shit. The mother's telling her April 23rd, 2015, you're trying to date the man. You need to let him hear your shit. Joe
Okay.
hot ass. So okay.
You threw that in there.
Yeah, I threw the hot ass in there. Okay. And then so April 24th, she said defendant had Jane mother instructed Jane, you better text him so you stay on his mind. That's April 24th. All right. Now, here we go. Laughing about me flying out. Oh, really? Yeah, tell him whenever I tell him he can tomorrow if I choose. Oh, yeah. April 28th, California. To meet defendant with consent of her parents. Jane continued to text her mother and once in LA. At one point, the mother told him he's going to be in your room butt naked with one of those songs playing. LOL. All right. That's a LOL on April 28th. And then, okay, reflects Jane and her mother text incessantly while Jane was in Los Angeles with defendant. Jane tells mother at one point, crazy, this Aaliyah movie just came on and I just got off the phone with R. My respondent, really crazy. Girl. It says Jane testified that she had oral sex with defendant in LA, but did not share the information with her mother via text. Now that's when she was in LA. LA, we know that time frame was the around the April 28th text. Okay, so she didn't share the information with her mom. Right there, that tells me if her mama was to encourage her to have sex with him,
What?
why would she tell her mama? I mean, if they did some oral, I'm pretty sure they did the other
No.
thing. Why would she
What?
tell? But listen, if her mama was encouraging, if my mom was encouraging me, and we got a relationship like that, we talking about stuff like that, I'm like, yeah, I had sex. That means that I'm open to talk to you about I'm having sex. That don't mean I'm gonna
No.
tell you that I done got down with the mouth action. I ain't gonna say
I,
that
I
shit.
I totally disagree. I totally disagree.
You disagree if somebody's encourage you to have sex and you finally do it, you ain't gonna
I, I,
stay go tell
let,
them.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm going back. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this.
Uh-huh.
A few of the females that I've dated, guys normally. I'm the kind of guy that I kind of gauge the mother when I meet a female. So I remember several occasions. Um, Me and the female would go out, and I would say, "Well, you think your mama wants some of that?" And we'd get a carry-out plate for the mama. And the mother, we ride in the ride. A couple of days later, and the mother text messaged her about me. And I say, "What'd she say?" And she'll show me the text message. She said, "Wow, he's a genius." If she showed me the text message and the text message said, "Oh, y'all on your way to Cedar Point? You on your way to Cedar Point?" Cedar Point is like a Disneyland in the West. It's like an amusement park. You on your way to Cedar Point
Mm-hmm.
with Levi? He gonna be in a room butt naked, yada yada yada. As a nigga, if I'm reading that from the mama, that means the mother is endorsing me screwing her daughter. Because listen, because why would you even be talking to your daughter about me being stark naked in the goddamn room? But check this out. If you're looking for in these texts, I'm not saying you are, but if it means in order for you to be totally convinced that she has to text her at 4 in the morning, guess what? I just fucked R. Kelly. You'll never find that.
No, no, that's not what I'm saying, Levi. You be speaking in absolutes, baby. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, just the nature of the relationship. If the mother is saying, like people are thinking, yeah, go ahead and get down and dirty with her, and get this here, show off on the road or whatever. I just don't see that from her. From
Wow.
just, I'm just adding all these things up together. I'm not using one isolated incident or one issue or one little piece to say, hey, yeah, I'm using it all in a context. I mean, this is, and you can't, and if I just look, just say I took out all this extra that I'm glad J Bo included. Even if I just looked at the text messages itself, which is, I mean, so out of whack. So, I mean, and I tell you that this is some crazy shit to be talking to. I mean, I know male fathers and they male sons, they kind of view stuff like this a little different. But as for a mother, first of all, again, we won't be it won't make, would be no necessary no need for a text message because I'll be right there with my pistol. Okay,
Right.
but it's totally off the chain to be. I can wouldn't talk no stuff like this with my child, and she I wouldn't like what I don't want to hear nothing about this, and I get the hell off the phone.
You have it right
But
there in front of you. I froze my screen. I think you have it also right there. It's nothing else to talk about. He gonna seduce you tonight. It's not he gonna seduce you at 1 o'clock in the afternoon or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The operative word is he gonna seduce you tonight. Laugh out loud.
right,
You have to give him a massage before he go to bed. Now stop it. Come on, what more do you need to know now? That's listen.
right. That's but listen. But what I'm trying to say is, look at the Jane Doe number five's response. LOL, whatever. I'm telling you, this is in poor taste.
Oh
I
no.
that's But I'm just saying, you can't say what is it that you're trying to be convinced of?
What I'm saying to you is when it comes to Robert, and I'm not accusing you of this, I'm just giving you in general. People don't seem to want to give him the benefit of the doubt. Let me just explain it.
This ain't got nothing
But
to do with R. Kelly as far as
what
these text messages. At this point, I'm
not
not giving him a benefit or taking no doubt from him. He at this point, I mean, he he's not in this part of it because he
but
don't know about all this allegedly. I'm just saying he don't know
not
about all this, so I can't put. I'm not taking nothing. I give credit where credit's due, and I take where whatever it is. I'm not even
right.
looking at R. Kelly. I'm not give. I don't give a damn about him right now. I'm talking about this shit here.
And this is how I must prove my point to you. Right here where we at now. And I'm going to show you because I consider you to be a very fair person. That's why that's why I should channel and stuff. You're fair. But I want to show the people, the listening audience, how a person can be somewhat biased in their disposition or in their mind without even knowing it. Check this out. Let's turn the tables in front of everybody. Instead of mom, I want you to put R. Kelly instead of mom. R. Kelly is texting Jane Doe number 5 and says, I'm going to seduce you tonight. Then R. Kelly, she says, laugh out loud. Then R. Kelly says, oh, by the way, I need for you to give me a back massage before I go to bed. Come on, man. They would have taken that shit and said, oh, hell yeah. He was fucking her. He was trying to get that.
Like that.
Oh, who wouldn't, Miss Walker? Well, you are
not. I'm not telling you no lie. If I'm just looking at this and R. Kelly say, I'm going to seduce you tonight. And I'm going to repent. Well, I'm not. Let me get me out of it. And she said, LOL. So if I get a message that say R. Kelly gonna seduce me, and I'm like, oh Lord, just let me call somebody. My country ass ain't ready for this. I done talked all that shit to this man. Oh shit.
Wait, but hold on, Miss Walker. You could be JoJo could be in Texas, and you could be attending the VIP with my cousin in California. And you send JoJo this text message in Texas saying, oh, yeah, I'm at the same hotel R. Kelly staying. And look what he just texted me. R. Kelly to Miss Walker. I'm going to seduce you tonight. Miss Walker says, laugh out loud. Then R. Kelly says, oh, by the way, before I go to bed, I want you to give me a back massage. JoJo's ass to be on the first plane spoken and say, hold on, what the hell? Hold on, what you mean? Come on.
You better get your ass out of there. You hear me?
Now, Miss Walker, if you got home, and JoJo just happened to look at your phone, hypothetically, and read that, you trying to say you could convince JoJo that you didn't get it on? That it didn't go down?
No.
Come on, Miss Walker.
No, I'm telling you.
Could you convince him of that? That's right.
No, I couldn't.
All JoJo gonna be thinking about is Marvin Gaye, what's going on, and let's get it on. That's all he gonna be thinking. Yeah, they got it on. Come on now.
And as an extra, I'm gonna send this to him, and I'm gonna be on FaceTime with him the entire time. Look at him. I ain't in there with R. Kelly. So I'm gonna have hell yeah. When I see that, I'm like, R. Kelly up to something.
Exactly.
You talking about R. Kelly?
So you agree this much. Any man coming across they woman's phone, knowing that she just left R. Kelly concert and stayed in the same hotel with R. Kelly and had conversations with R. Kelly and traded numbers with R. Kelly, would you agree that 99.9% of men, if they looked at their woman's phone and R. Kelly texting a woman saying, I'm going to seduce you tonight, and then the woman says, laugh out loud, and then he says, oh, by the way, I need for you to come up here to the penthouse suite and give me a back massage before I go to bed. Would you agree if that woman never told that man about that and he read that, he would think you screwed R. Kelly that night, right?
Right. But listen.
Okay.
Listen. But no, ain't no okay. Listen, that is from the mind of a lot of people. That is not. Listen, even J-Bo did not make that argument that she had sex with R. Kelly with the mother's encouragement. That is what I'm looking at. That's the only thing I'm saying. That she with the mother's encouragement. That's what J-Bo said. J-Bo.
No, she's approaching it because I'm gonna tell you why. She's being emphatic in her filings, and that makes sense. She's only saying no rational juror could conclude that the defendant was the one enticing, persuading, and inducing. That was her argument. It would have been. It would have been. Yeah, it wouldn't have been legally prudent for her to say, to put herself out on a limb to say the mother was encouraging him to screw him. No, that
Yes,
wouldn't have
wait a
been.
minute. That's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is this: she could J Bo done apparently J Bo done said all kinds of shit in filings, according to her co-defendant's attorney. That's how J Bo gets down. What I'm saying is she went on the extra limb to say that without the mother did not encourage her daughter to have sex. That's what I'm saying. That to me, that holds higher standard than any of the bullshit we could speculate. She the one
But
that went in it. She is talking to you. Understand what I'm saying? They have the files, they have the records, they have more than just this to consider to make their decision. We just looking at a snapshot of some shit and trying to say, oh, okay, but again, I'm gonna tell you, this is the most I can tell you. Unless anybody that's involved in this relationship come out and say, yeah, this would happen, whatever. And then I would still have the side eye because those same people done said a whole bunch of shit that have contradicted themselves. But J Bo got the papers, got the client, got the prosecutor shit, got it all. And she
you,
said,
let me tell you the problem I have with it. I've heard of so many people say to me, you know he had sex with Aaliyah because he married Aaliyah. Okay? But right here on this page 49, you have the mother allegedly saying, you gonna marry him. Y'all gonna have kids. You better get signed then married. So married, when it comes to Aaliyah, has a sexual connotation to it. But when it comes to R. Kelly, but this right here, who would argue that the married in this instance, in this context, does not have a sexual connotation to it? You're talking about marriage, you're talking about back massage, you're talking about being seduced, you're talking about screwing. Okay. Miss Bonjean, from my vantage point, could not emphatically say that because it would have been improper. However, she's saying no rational juror could conclude that it was the defendant enticing, persuading, inducing, coercing. But she's saying in a subtle way, but really overtly, she's saying no. It was the mother who was enticing Jane Doe number 5, persuading, inducing, and coercing. That's my thing,
right.
and I'm gonna take up your whole show, but that's
No,
how I
no,
take it.
but no, that's fine. That's what we do over here. But what I'm saying is, J Bo, she could have left that out. She could have left that out. She's put that on the record for a reason, and to pick up on how J Bo gets down, right? She probably included that in there just in case that somebody come back and say you have something to say that the mother did not encourage them to have sex, what have you. Even though we're the point about the text messages that everybody we here discussing whatever is about, I guess the fitness of the parents and what they really meant and what it led to, you know. And I would even say this. I would go as far as say that the mother had to have an idea that something was either
Thank you.
going on or went on. You ain't that
Or,
crazy.
or, or, or was gonna go on. Now I'm gonna close by
Yeah,
saying this.
I'll go with
Put
that.
Okay, so this is you text messaging your 17-year-old daughter when she was 17. Now listen, just based on what you read there, that's Angie Walker text messaging her 17-year-old daughter, who is actually out of town with a nigga, a 48-year-old
Right.
nigga. Would you say, if you were sending these exact same text messages to your 17-year-old daughter, would it be safe to say you didn't mind if the 48-year-old slept with your daughter?
Yeah, that
Yes.
I would go on I would go there. I mean, I would go as far as saying that because shit, that's what it kind of well,
Okay.
hold on. I would say I wouldn't. This what she says. I'm gonna say this is what I'm trying to. Okay, she's saying like it seems like she might be saying, well, if it happens, it happens. I'm not encouraging it. I really want her to be focused on the business. But if it happens, it happens. She almost 18. I think she has been sexual active before. This is R. Kelly. If it happens, it happens.
Thank you. Well, you know what, Miss Walker? That's a if
Hmm.
I can get that, if I can get that much out of you, I'm a lead a table. It's like when you at the casino say, I got this much, let me get on out of here now. You feel me? Let me go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
So
I mean that is a hell of a. I'm not gonna allow nobody. I'm not gonna say that to a regular dude with my child. That's her age.
her age, exactly.
18. I'm not gonna say no shit like that. Because you don't
Exactly.
never know in a young person's psyche that can transmit to well, my mama may be okay with it.
That's it. That's it.
And that could tell you, well, I'm gonna go on through with it.
Yes,
Everybody, I'm
ma'am.
almost 18 anyway. And if I've already been sexually active, okay, what's the harm? What's the harm? You
Yeah,
know?
because we say to our children, sometimes your kid's gonna smoke some damn weed or something or drink. You feel me? But I'll always say, well, now I say to my oldest, like, yo, drink in moderation. Don't be smoking no weed, but if you do, you make sure you buy it. Like if you do, because I never smoked weed. Her mom never smoked weed. All my other exes did, but her mom and myself, we never smoked weed. So it's like I know what's in the weed now. Then I just heard from Whack 100 or one of them. Somebody said the other day, yo, that they putting fentanyl in the damn weed now.
What?
Yeah, he
Oh,
said a lot
hell
of people
no.
are dropping dead from
Oh, no.
smoking weed because they
This
putting
whole shit
fentanyl.
gonna be fucked up. Excuse me.
Fentanyl is being laced with the weed now. Fentanyl.
Oh,
You
damn.
feel me? So my point is that we say to our children, don't do drugs.
Hmm.
We don't say you better not be popping more than two mollies. If you pop a molly, just make sure it's one. No, don't pop no mollies. Don't be putting no motherfucking,
Right.
like, don't be taking no
No,
goddamn pills. I be
you
hard on my baby
crazy.
with that. Like, you better not put a pill up to your motherfucking mouth. You
Right.
feel me?
Right.
So when you make these kind of statements, you're definitely sending a message to the child that if it goes down, it goes down. You
Yeah.
heard? So
Yeah.
you feel me? So at least I got that much out of you.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you would have just asked, I mean, like I said, when I had these conversations, that's why I have conversations on both sides in the middle, or whatever, because it will get me to thinking and to push to push that, whatever my perspective a little further, whether it be personally or legally, right? But yeah,
Yes.
so that's yeah. I knew I read it, baby. They was There was so much shit going on with these texts. And I said, let me go and see if I can decipher because I was never ever gonna, you know, because I know they wasn't authenticated. I know it wasn't used in court. So, and that's so crazy. Judge Ann comes back. You heard that part of it after I
Yeah,
started
I
talking
was.
about the wolf. Then I
Yeah,
started talking about Judge Ann.
exactly. I be following your readings very closely because you offer that legal experience. I always like. I love following your readings. I'll be riding in my truck or whatever, and I always like if I see you got a lengthy video or you reading for a while, I'll just say nope. I'm going to wait until such and such time when I'm eating my lunch so I can really sit and listen to what you're saying. Like right now, if you notice, I haven't been on Levi for Kelly for a while because I've been working so hard for my cousin, just really doing some serious stuff. And um, but you are one of the very few, or maybe one of two, that I'll dip in on your channel because I respect you that much, and I respect your commentary and your legal expertise that much. Where I'll dip in, I can conversate with you. You feel me? Um,
Thank you, sir.
because I just love civility. I love fair exchange and intellectual
Right,
exchange. You feel me? And that means a lot to me because we cannot get anywhere unless we're having these kind of conversations. You feel me?
right, right.
And
And
even
can't
what we
just
just
be
talked
one
about,
sided. Yeah.
what
Even
we
if you
just
can,
talked about.
yeah, and
Go
even if
ahead.
you have different of opinions and stuff like that, you can rationally, or sometimes it can get heated, discuss it in a matter where
Yeah.
it's more than just a one liner or whatever. It's like, do you have anything else to offer? Okay.
Thank
I
you.
mean, like, okay, thank you.
Exactly, exactly, and that's that. And it's to the benefit of the audience. At least those who are intelligent. Um, like what we just our exchange just now. My objective coming on here, bringing this up, is that I don't want people to ever lose focus or lose sight of the text messages because I feel that they're one of the main smoking guns. I think that if the prosecutors, the fact that they dodged it and didn't respond to it, when you put that on the table, that they didn't even respond to it, and then you ask yourself, hell, they ducked and dodged it. So why didn't his attorneys present it? It speaks volumes to some form of attorney malfeasance from my vantage point. But I'm not going to get into that, but I just don't want y'all to ever lose sight of those text messages, because I've been following this for, 3 years, and I've been really deep into this paperwork. And that, without a doubt, was a smoking gun. And, Ms. Bonjean bringing that out, I would think that if it were baseless, they would have came back quick. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Yada yada yada. So,
Right.
yes,
Right.
ma'am. So I'm about to go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was saying it's so crazy that the judge today goes in and reference those text messages. I said, "Oh no!" When I went to the area where she was talking about, like, "No, Judge, and no, not the text messages, girl. What are you doing?" And I was like, I don't know if anybody else would break down her entry, but I thought it was something that we could talk about and discuss, because you can kind of get an insight of where she is or whatever with this motion for an acquittal and her motion for a new trial. I think pretty much the things that that Judge Ann is talking about. I think
Mhm.
J-Bo could have made a argument um, for ineffective assistance of counsel because of like one area. Um, R. Kelly, she's saying R. Kelly didn't raise an argument to the California Health and Safety Code in a timely fashion, and then the other one, of course, are these that this stuff wasn't submitted in court. So how can an insufficient? How can J-Bo come back and talk about evidence being insufficient where the matter at hand, which are those text messages, that area of them wasn't even submitted for a determination to be made upon them. So it's a lot. It's crazy.
Well,
I
prepare
thought it
for
was
more.
interesting.
All I could say is stay tuned, because you haven't seen but the tip of the iceberg as it pertains to this ineffective counsel. I know people think that Levi is just capping, but just stay tuned, because this is about to get real. We about to go into some deep, deep, deep waters. Okay, so y'all just stay tuned. So when it drops, remember that Levi told y'all that is more than me style with all of this, and it's sad that Robert has had to. You know what, Miss Walker, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just a believer when a person is charged with any crime. I'm a believer in the Constitution. We understand that it is not applied. Historically, it has not been this. Our system of jurisprudence and due process and rights in America have not been applied to blacks, other minorities, and even poor whites. They haven't really enjoyed the benefit of it as much as those who are wealthy and those who are middle class whites. However, my whole problem with this whole entire thing is that I said from day one, well, my prayer from day one was that Robert be allowed to um, answer these cases, fight these cases while remaining free, like ASAP Rocky's about to get out, and let it be a fair fight. Whenever you take a defendant and you deny him bail or bond, uh, you're forcing that defendant to fight the cases with his hands tied behind his back. And what do I mean by that is that, you know, when you are incarcerated and you don't have that means you can't access your own notes. You can't go on your own storage bin and pull out receipts, and you can't do your own legwork for your attorneys because you're incarcerated. That was the greatest travesty thus far in this, that they denied him bond. But I just wanted the man to have his fair shot at justice. And I knew strongly, as I still believe, that he would prevail because these cases were brought forth due to the Lifetime docuseries, a rushed to judgment and due to public pressure. I'll say it again and I'll get off of here. And that is this. In all the cases that you've seen involving someone's being accused as a serial killer or whatever, um, normally documentaries are made after the person is found and arrested. This was unprecedented in a sense, where it was the documentary that sparked and spun the federal investigators to launch an investigation. It was a documentary that prompted prosecutor Kim Foxx to stand before the cameras and say to the American public, "Oh, we're handling this." It was all through the documentary, due to the documentary. So, I just wanted him to have a fair shot. Remain free, fight your cases, and if I myself, as someone who loves him, if I saw anything in there where it condemned him to prison or he should have been convicted, hey, I would have shut my mouth. But thus far, it's been so unfair. It's just bad. I know you have your own opinion of it, but it's been just absolutely unfair, starting with the denial of bond. If the state judge in Cook County released him on bond, why wasn't he released in with the federal courts? And then you back up, you'll have people saying, because it's a RICO, because it's a RICO. And I said on Larry's channel fucking 2 years ago, nigga, I know law. You can't tell me that a RICO automatically excludes a person from getting bond.
It don't.
No,
Who
it's
said
a
that?
RICO.
It don't.
They've been saying that for years on,
No,
like
it
they've been
don't.
telling me that. I'm like, I know better. So now we have ASAP Rocky that's caught up in a serious RICO where
ASAP?
allegedly, not ASAP, I'm sorry, Young
Oh,
Thug, where
okay.
bodies dropped, according
Mm.
to the allegations, where people were killed, drug rings. They found, according to them, I always say allegedly, machine guns and silencers. And after they arrested him, put him in there, they went back and searched his home, according to them, allegedly, and found machine guns, sawed off shit, altered firearms, and I mean, they found damn near everything except hand grenades in the man's house, allegedly. But he gets a bond and R. Kelly doesn't. So that tells you it's not the RICO, bro. It tells you it's the propaganda machine that was put against him. But I don't want to hog your channel, and I'm gonna.
Oh no, you fine. No, it's the reason why he didn't get a bond is one is the obstruction, two is the charges that's relating to minors, and three because they use that word sadomasochistic in their paperwork, which when it translates into law language means that he's a danger to be out on the streets. That's why he didn't get a bond. It has nothing to do with Rico. Let me tell you, the West wing of my family, so the ones that's operating out there on the West Coast, they were on my daddy and them side. Let me say that they were caught up into a RICO some years ago. So yeah,
Yeah,
they all had bonds. So
yeah,
yeah.
I know niggas that same thing. But let me say this, and I know what you meant, but the proper
Mm-hmm.
wording, and I'm not trying to correct you, but it was the alleged obstruction, the charge of obstruction. You feel me? So I
Oh
can
yeah, the
understand.
charges. That's what I mean. The
Yeah,
charges. Yeah.
exactly. So in America, where you're supposed to be afforded the presumption of innocence, I would think the only thing that would allow them or justify them denying a person bond is that if that person was caught at the damn airport trying to escape, or if that person did not show up to trial or to court in previous cases. He's always shown up on time. He's always been willing to face his accuser. And what is part and parcel of what I just described as it relates to the propagandist and the propaganda and the media machine is that and I know in most cases when you take more, what was his name? I haven't heard from him in a while. Robert Downey Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Most celebrities when they're charged federally or state or whatever, they always offer them the courtesy of turning themselves in. But in the case with Robert, because this was a social media driven, reality show driven, media driven, propaganda driven situation, They get the man walking his dog outside his crib. Oh, they jump out of vans and make all this dramatic shit. Well, all they had to do was say, turn yourself. They could have still watched them. Shit. They had eyes on them. Well, you have until 5 o'clock to turn yourself in. I guarantee you would have made a beeline right down there. But this is the tricks and the games that they play, you know. And like I said, I'll say it again that if social media wasn't involved, if his attorneys had not been fraternizing with these goddamn strangers on social media, if social media didn't exist, if he was allowed to just go to that New York trial without all of this baggage, um, I know for a fact he would have been found not guilty because once again, we talked about this before, but the way they hyped that New York trial up, as I sat and observed every iota of it, it wasn't nothing to me, bro. Excuse me. It wasn't nothing to me. It wasn't no fireworks. It wasn't no nothing that rose to the occasion where you say, "Oh my God, I can." Yeah, you know what I mean. You got the man on video cussing some females out. Okay, fine. Okay, yeah. Well, goddamn, niggas live next door to niggas every goddamn day. They be next door cussing they motherfucking woman out. Bitch, shut up. Get your ass in there. We've heard it all coming from the hood. Is it right? Hell no. But if that man is accused of murdering that woman and you bring out a tape, or the neighbor taped them, he's over there calling her bitches and hoes, get your ass, and that don't make him guilty of murder. And this is what Miss Bonjean was talking about when she said bad acts. It was just, it's just very unfortunate thus far. And like I said, I'm gonna let you go, and I'm gonna continue to listen to your channel.
Okay. Oh
Thank you
man.
very
Well,
much
yeah,
for
no
engaging me.
problem, no
Thank you.
problem. Thank you,
Thank you.
thank you.
Bye
Yeah.
bye.
So we gotta got a closer look. See, do the Levi. Gotta we got to get a closer look at the goddamn text messages. But y'all, I will never, ever, ever be in favor of anybody being wrongfully convicted, whether they're innocent or guilty, because that's not how it's set up. Because if it's set up to free people, I mean, it's set up to free people and it's set up to convict people, and you're supposed to do that by the law, whether they're innocent or guilty. So I'll never, be down with anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But you can always look at what's presented in front of you in the case, and then you can make a personal determination rather than not. Oh, well, it looks like whether somebody is innocent or guilty. And as you take a look, the issues that J-Bo raises has everything to do with the determination of someone's innocence or guilt. She does that by tackling whether the evidence was sufficient, issues relating to ineffective assistance of counsel, issues relating to the Constitution. That's what she tackles. Issues with regards to the elements. Were they proven? That's the closest it may get to saying the evidence that was submitted did not prove his guilt. But that's not what she's saying. It's about as close as it's going to get to saying that her client is innocent because he did not do it. That's the closest it's going to get. She's getting to it. I'm just giving you the legal part. That's it. I'm just going off what J-Bo is doing. So don't fuck with me. I'm just saying. That's the closest she's getting. And I'm not making this up. So where we at? So make sure y'all do all these things. My voice is straightening out a little bit. Excuse me. So anyway, what else? What else? What else? What else? So we went over what just came out, and trouble just came in the building. Trouble has come through, scrolling through. He don't want shit, but trouble, and that trouble comes in the form of, you know it, and I don't have to say it. James Harris. I'm gonna start calling him the South Side Trouble. What's good with it, James? What's good with it? I'm gonna start calling him Southside Trouble. Yes. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. See if anything else. So, so I hope y'all happy now. Now Judge Ann Donnelly wants to talk about the text messages. I hope you're happy. You got what you want. Y'all got knew y'all was gonna get it. Y'all gonna get a shutdown. Y'all gonna get a shutdown. I said, thank you, Samantha. What's good with it? Hey, Kimberly. Let me holler at some of y'all. Hey, Jarrell. Hey, Jason. Hey, Angel. Karen Johnson. Oh, I can't say, you know what I have to say. Hey, Kimberly Locks. Hey, Spirit Field. Lisa Jones. Hey, Tim. Hey, Nairi. Oh, Karen J. 2/3 of the KKK. I can say that now. Hey, Angel H. Hey, Regina White. Let me see who else. Who else? Hey, Shay girl. Shay girl. Mm. Hey, Demetra. Why did she leave her in the room with him when she drove to Jacksonville? Girl, you know, when they say Jacksonville, you know, every time I hear Jacksonville, I be start shaking. Oh, shit. Hey, Queen Christy. Stay up out of town. Hey, little Matt. Hey, stilettos for me. Liar, liar. Yeah, I don't really never have no questions for me or comments for me. Y'all be cussing each other out. Let me see if I can catch a couple. Yeah, why did it? That's why the government throwing all this bogus shot. R. Kelly was set up. Brown should have learned from his past cases to put himself in this position. It's not legal. Thug don't have a bond. I don't know, boy. I need to get my hand on that indictment for that. I tried to look for it loosely last night, but I couldn't find an indictment for it because they, boy, I heard all them damn counts. I'm like, what the fuck did he do? Did you see how that boy dressed? He dressed like he was coming straight up off the runway. All that, you know. Uh, I don't know. I said they need to use that RICO on the white man that went on that killing spree in New York. He said he was a white supremacist organization. Right. Ooh, let me skip that comment. I thought it said he didn't have a bond. Obstruction of justice. Oh, okay. Well, they're saying he don't have a bond. Oh, one of those books. Okay, yes. Mm, been over. Okay. What's going on with all that? That ain't my business. Joy have some amazing support behind her. If it wasn't me, I'd have been done snapped. I understand that. I think Salisa's mother never appeared to be protecting her daughter's virginity. Oh, that's good for them. Oh, I like that comment. Why did she leave her daughter in the room with him when she drove to Jacksonville? Woo! Why put Jacksonville? I start shaking. Please stop saying Jacksonville. The mother was dreaming of a wealthy son-in-law. Like that. Let's see. Lil Max says, I find it strange the government did not want these parents to be subpoenaed. I find that crazy because Jane Doe was brought up in the trial. Should have been made what they should have. I think the subpoena part, gosh, I remember, man, seeing that paper. I don't know if that was in one of those, because I can remember just as clear as day, Sylvia having up on her screen. I got it somewhere, but where I think it was with regards to the mental health, where the parents would have gotten on the stand. The defendant was trying to bring the parents on the stand for a particular reason. Now listen, I remember that. I just don't remember what the reason was, but they were trying to bring the parents on for a particular line of questioning, and the judge cautioned them and said that, well, if you put them on the stand, the prosecutor get a chance to question, because if you open an issue, the prosecution get to come in and speak about that same issue. So, do you want to do that? And that's why I was saying Judge Ann, where it seems to be that she was kind of guiding the prosecutor on her latest thing today. She has done the same thing with the defense several times, even as much as stopping them from talking when they shouldn't have been, all of that type of stuff. So she has been a helpful judge. Let me see what that like button there. Now that I'm about to get out of here. Y'all be tripping on the likes. I mean, the likes are free, people. It's free. It costs you not a damn thing but emotion with your hand. Let me see where we at. Emotion with your hand. Yeah. Can I get? Can I be greedy? Can I get about 8 more of those likes? Light me up, light me up, light me up, light me up. Now I don't like myself. That's so crazy to me. I mean, I know people do it. I don't. I'm not talking about the people that's crazy that do it, but I'm just saying. I just like I feel strange. I'm gonna like myself. Well, of course I like myself. Yes. Oh, yes. Thank you. Can I get 5 more? 5 more. 5 more. 5 more. So I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Come on, 5 more. Why y'all being stingy on the 5 more? 5 more. Come on. Come on, light me up. Come on. See, I brought y'all something that nobody has expounded on. Probably wasn't going to expound, but they're probably going to expound on it now. Watch all the watch. They're gonna. Oh, we got it. 4 more. 4 more. So y'all heard the announcement. So Dana has requested that he does not want his name used over here. Now, I'm gonna always stick within the guides of the terms of service on YouTube, right? So the reference you can refer, whatever little names or whatever. I think I definitely think our YouTube names are sufficient. That doesn't break the YouTube terms of service. So you're just referring to somebody. And I'm not the one that's saying it. So hey, ain't got nothing to do with me. Anyway, y'all. So if y'all haven't got anything else, let's see. She tried to get Kelly to get rid of Becca. Yeah, listen, when I tell you, this is a whole bunch of shit going on. So I see that lady Ashley, the one that's in J-Bo's office. So she's also putting her notice of appearance on the Chicago case. I'll post that right up under the one that I originally posted earlier with her notice of appearance. And oh yeah, let me tell you something how crazy this wolf is. I can talk about this wolf for a few minutes. So listen, back on this motherfucking wolf that's over there dressed up like Stevie motherfucking Wonder. Wait a minute. It's a damn shame. I fuck around and look up. You know how sometimes that's what I'll be let me try to tell you, I got so scared and nervous that one time I came on that motherfucking camera, baby. I said, let me get off this because I be worried, you know, I am I like perfection, right? That doesn't mean that I'm perfect. That means that hey, who the fuck wanna motherfucking aim to be not perfect? That's stupid to me. That don't make no motherfucking sense. Right? You can still remain normal and be a part of society, whatever. You just want to get shit right, right? So people don't be understanding, but them angles of whatever them cameras or devices they be using, honey, be fucking me up. Cause sometimes, I've been a fuck around and looked up real quick and see something, and baby, and it's over. And everybody, my friends and stuff, know that all you got to do, they'll point something out or call me or whatever and say, hey, look at this, and they know, and I look at it and see it, cause I'm gonna catch it, baby. I'm gonna start grinning. Behind that child, every time she aimed that camera a certain way, I look up, all I see is Stevie Wonder. All I see is Stevie Wonder hot mad at me, baby. That lady said, and we was developing the latest. That Joker that had been over there, I don't know how long. She even said she keeping time of how long he over here, how long he been over there. All that kind, everything is a competition to this crazy ass motherfucking lady, right? She say, and long comes on your ass, and you don't fuck that up. That's not the truth. The only thing I can think about is Stevie Wonder matter. And she put on the red glasses, baby, and Stevie Wonder got a picture. The only thing I see, Lord, shit. That woman so mad at me, I don't know what for. I ain't never made nobody that mad. I'm like, what the hell? I mean, running around in the kitchen from one side to the next, running around there like Martin Mama when, when she thought Gina had killed that bird. That's all I see. All I see is Stevie Wonder running back and forth all through the house, hollering about catfish. Oh shit! Oh, that's all the fuck I see. Honey, I can't hardly make it, baby. Baby, that shit be so damn funny to me, baby. I be like, baby, I love when baby, that motherfucker being rap for him. Honey, that shit be hilarious. I be hollering here. That's all I see is motherfucking Stevie Wonder running all around the motherfucking house, hollering by my motherfucking ass, acting like Martin damn mama. Ooh, shit. Baby, I can't do y'all. I can't do y'all for a long period of time, baby. Child, I can't do y'all for a long period of time. That shit there just takes me out. That motherfucker say I got a goddamn medical condition because I'm hoarse. I'm hoarse all the time. You know, people get hoarse. Dana is hoarse now. People get hoarse that actually talk about something and talk about some shit that matter. That's what it's called. And bitch, and there's no way, nowhere it says I take a pill about being crazy. Are you crazy? You just make it up, baby. Make it up. And yeah, I don't talk about no marriage because I don't have to. You know, you was never married. And them people know it. That's why they asked that lady, time they got a friend up there. The time you announced that was your friend, they was like, when was that married? They typed that shit so motherfucking fast, baby. Oh my gosh, honey, baby, they can tell, honey, because a whole like you, it appears that you've been horned all your life, and you want to put your mouth on my child. You really want to do that, girl? Let me tell you something. You keep fucking around with your crazy ass, and you gonna have to move. Do that sound like Debo? Shit. Wait a minute. I know I heard that shit before. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. I mean that with every motherfucking fucking bone in my goddamn body. Now let your that crazy shit but get you fucked up. You gonna have to move. I mean that. I told you. This shit ain't don't mean shit to me. But you with that bullshit. And I child and I already told you. If I'm down there with standoffs at the college, I'm down there acting a goddamn fool. I'm somewhere else acting a goddamn fool over that one. You must be out your goddamn mind. Now go find something else to motherfucking do. Let me see. I got about 4 more minutes. Bitch, I'm not finna continue to go back and forth with your motherfucking useless goddamn ass. And then you up there talking about, yeah, but everything's a competition between her and her. She crazy. As a motherfucker. They're coming on like you in a motherfucking goddamn spa and shit. Shit, you never know what you gonna get with your ass. That shit be, babe, I ain't never seen nobody that mad at me before in my life. Up there talking about I thought. I'm trying to tell you that me and JoJo was never in a relationship. I know it, he know it, and the world knows. I told you how I determined that it couldn't have been possible. Just like he asked me, just like he told me. And you can ask him when you see him. I ain't making this shit up. He said if I would ever known that you had anything to do with a nigga like that, I wouldn't been fucked with you. That's the same thing I said about it to his ass. So what the hell is you talking about? What? I know that. Shit, you don't want acting like you was in a relationship with her. Go back and say all the other shit you done said, bitch. The reports and shit. There's always zooming in on the JoJo factor and all of that. Girl, go away with that shit. You stop bringing them up. Stop reporting on whatever we do. It's not your business. Damn, do that. If you're not interested and you're not butthurt over and whatever, then stop talking about it. Do that. If you continue to do it, that means you are. Whatever you continue to talk about, that's your obsession. Because you done been talking about it for more than fucking 30 days. And I'm extending the shit for you. Move on. Crazy. Get your ass out of here with that shit. You nutted in a motherfucker. I'm sick of hearing this goddamn shit. I want to go back and forth with a goddamn fool. Why don't you support R. Kelly? If you made a rally, make another one. Make some signs, some posters. Make some shirts. Make some, put some of them shirts out there in your grind wear something for free. R. Kelly. Sell some of that shit. Send them the money. There's a whole bunch of shit you could be doing, including taking the beads out your head, other than fucking with me. I'm not bothering you. I'm just entertaining your ass because I love to drive you crazy because you like a damn fool running back and forth, hollering mad and shit, and demonstrating that you walk with a limp. I said one side of your body is much heavier than the other, and it causes you to drag your feet. That's what I said. Oh, shit. You sitting up there want to reproduce to have a damn baby that's gonna come out with issues and stuff. Girl, I ain't got time for this shit. Get your ass on some damn well. I had to argue with somebody about having babies at our age. Is you crazy? And it doesn't matter if you have how many, but you got people that don't have any kids. That don't mean nothing is wrong with them. It could mean that's a personal choice. And you got people that can't have any kids. So stop saying all kind of fucked up shit out your mouth. That's disrespectful to a certain class of people. You crazy. Just because you motherfucking elected to lay it low and spread it wide without a man sticking around in sight. Go find it. Go find all them children daddies. Go find anybody that married your ass. Anybody. Put them to the, do anything. God damn. Get your ass on. Get your ass on. All right. That's my time, y'all. So make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. And guess what? You know when you hear this. You know when you hear this, baby, my ass is headed to the motherfucking building. Thanks again to the panelists, to the host, the hostess, and everybody else. To the next live, y'all be good, do good to one another, for one another, and what? Love you. See you again. Bye.